Hello and welcome. Welcome to Trucking Answers Live on Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. It's Thursday, 12:30 p.m. What's going on out there? A lot of people here today. Didn't know what would happen. Never know. I have some Thanksgiving facts and other stuff like that. And there's some news too, of course, as usual. Fast Joe was here earlier the week, and then Christina closely followed, so close. So that's how that went. First, Kelly is here today. Hey, what's going on? Trucker Hershey, yikes, live unload today. Today, I wonder about that. So, Steel Horse, hello, happy Thanksgiving to you. Let's see, Christina is here today as well. Thomas Phelps, hello. Happy Turkey Day to all the truckers. Yeah, it's going to be great today. George Wilson, what's going on? Misty is here. What's happening? Nice day out. SatanicStones.com. Yikes. No. Hello. Anyway, Kyle. What's happening today? Roger Penske, hello. Good to see you're getting back around. Luke1234, hello there. What's happening today? Let's see, where am I already? Nom Nom Trucker, you made it. Been a while, but you made it. It's good to see you today. Oh, Roger, I love that. Right. Think about throwing your swimsuit on and hitting the show from the hot tub, Misty. Boy, must be nice. Could do that here, except you'd be outside and no hot tub. Alexander, hello. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Big, huge Mike is here. What's happening? Dominican truck driver, happy Thanksgiving to you. It's good to see you. Richard Albritton. Hey, what's going on? Smart Trucking is here. Hey, look at that. Hey, hello there. Happy Thanksgiving even to you. What's happening? An epic beginning. I don't know about that. We'll see about that. It's the best I could do. So thank you for being here today. MG Jackson, hello. What's going on? Clay Wilson. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody on the road. I hope everybody's wherever you want to be today, wherever that is. To all those at home, drink one for you, Alexander. You're out over the holiday. That's all right. Yeah, Steel Horse. Oh, remember that? That would be a good one. How about, I probably couldn't play them on here, though. Different jingles. I doubt I could play them, though. I'd probably get in trouble. Trucker Dave, greetings from Ohio. Hello there. Angelica Jane, happiest Thanksgiving. So nice to have a live today. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate everybody being here today. I mean, it's holiday. You don't have to be here. You could be somewhere, but I appreciate it. I actually get to use the text-to-speech today, so messages will make more sense. All right. That's good. Thank you, Kelly. We had to, see how those went. Tony Reese, happy Thanksgiving. Just got to the terminal headed home. Nice. About time, right? Paul Harris, yeah, food and cats, but they don't mix. Smart Trucking, hello there. Pistol Annie, what's going on? Deadheaded home, Dominican truck driver from Maryland to South Carolina. Western Express wanted to get me home maybe tonight. Better prepared to pay for gas out of my paycheck. No. How about no to that? If you mean fuel in the truck. If you're a company driver, the answer to that is no. Working today, but going in late. Want to spend time with the family? All right, I agree with that. We can't see you, Mark. We can't see you. Oh, because I'm an idiot. All right. There we go. Duh. That would be better. All right. For those of you that are new to the show, I'm not very good at this yet. I've only been doing it for a few years. So sometimes I don't put myself on there. Brilliant. Brilliant. Sorry about that. So I'm here now. And I forgot to put myself on there. Sorry. Probably people would most likely say, hey, well, this is the best show ever. We can't see Mark. So that is pretty good. So that's great. Misty, Smart Trucking, I recommend the vids for new drivers. I know, don't they have a great channel over there? I mean, super serious. People that are not subscribed to Smart Trucking, go there right now, subscribe, and then come back here. Happy Thanksgiving, Sam. On my way to our headquarters, then going home Sunday. Oh, well, hey, whatever works for you, right? Kyle, right, and Smart Trucking is here. I know. I mean, it's like having the president come in, really. It's like the president of all the trucking YouTube channels this year, to be honest with you. Picking up last minute makes me kind of nervous, really. You're like super nervous doing this. Picking up last minute Turkey Day Essentials, Al Johns. It's timed run with a hard unload time. Yeah, unless you're late. And then like, well, we'll work you in, right? Big, huge Mike, happy Turkey Day. Don't you like that, too? So they give you a run. Oh, it's got to be there. But you're like, well, I'm going to run late. Well, they'll know you immediately because they need it so bad. And you get there late, they go, well, we got to work you in. It'll be 3 days. I'm like, it can't be that dramatic. Happy Turkey Day, Trucker Wild TV. All right. So that's good. Vamp Press OMW to Oakland. I'm not sure where those letters are. Starting my own channel is taking up a lot of my free time. Well, get to it. Believe me, it'll take up time every day. Happy Thanksgiving. Greetings from I-80 in Iowa, Roger Moore. All right. I'm just tagging off your coattails. It's not a holiday here, but just gives us a reason to celebrate smart trucking. Yeah, hey, every day's a holiday when you're a truck driver, right? I mean, it's like going to a holiday celebration every day. It's not even like working, right? Cream corn. Hello, Gracie. Happy Thanksgiving to Mark. Bobby Irvin. Yeah, she, I don't know where she is. She's going to sleep through most of the holiday, I think. Of course. Kelly. Fast Joe. Happy Thanksgiving. Michael Swift. Manchick. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. Tom Jones. Uh-oh. Piece of underwear went flying by me. Tom Jones. Nobody understands that one, probably. 77 in Myrtle Beach. Could someone get you a can of corn? And there I disappeared off of there. Oh, okay. Smart trucking, you're the best. Well, I don't know about that. I'll take it, though. Could be worse. Have my mug a face made for radio. Yeah, that's how I feel. So people were like, oh, thank God Mark has not put himself on the screen yet. Happy Thanksgiving, John. They got a great channel, that's for sure. Yeah, smart trucking. Look, there's a reason why they have so many subscribers and stuff, to be honest with you. You need to see outtakes when you think that. Oh, yeah, I have reels of those here, believe me. Most of the videos are just outtakes. Taco Bell was my Thanksgiving dinner. Forgot to put meat on my wrap. Jonathan, what kind of Thanksgiving doesn't have Taco Bell meat? I mean, holy mackerel. A lot of the stores here are closed today. Oh, I had shipped come yesterday, and the guy said Meyer was a disaster area. So that was a total mess, and most stuff wasn't there. So if you need stuff, it's nearly gone. Saw a KLM truck, and it was not a KLM truck. I wonder what that would be, because years ago, KLM had to change their name to KLLM because they got sued by KLM Airline. That's why that extra L looks like it's just stuck in there, because KLM Airline said you can't use our name to be trucking. Smart trucking. Trucking is a walk in the park. Yeah, exactly. Now, let's see. What did we get here? Cashers King Trucking. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Tip your host. I appreciate that as well. Remember, holiday pay is double time. Oh, if only it was true that way, right? You would get paid here. If you work the holiday, you get your holiday pay plus whatever you work. But we're off today and tomorrow, so that's pretty good. And I'll take it. Just saw a 4 million mile Sierra England truck. I never knew it was possible. Yeah, that's the truck. They only count the miles the truck runs. It's had 48 drivers in that time, probably. So that's the it says this truck has traveled 4 million miles for Sierra England. So yeah, I'd like to see that. Really, very rare to see that. I've seen years ago. Roadway used to put like a star on the truck. Remember that, and would have a number in it. And I saw one that said 5 million safe mile driver. I thought that was pretty impressive. He's probably been at Roadway his whole life. I want to work today, but the higher seniority drivers gobbled up all the double time pay today. Columbia, George. Yeah, sorry about that. Someday you'll be the one gobbling up from all these other people, right? You're just going to say, you all have to stay home today. So it's Mr. Plow. Thank you very much. It's double time, too. Right, and I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Let's see. The other day, Josh from This Guy Truck spent 13 hours in a dock waiting to get unloaded by Capstone Logistics. Kelly. Well, that's pretty awesome. Capstone Logistics is a one of those firms that unloads your truck for you. Logistics firms that you have to pay tons of money, $300, $400, $700 to get your truck unloaded. I'm sure he enjoyed that very much. Oh, that's right. He owns his own truck now, so I don't know if they're paid him or not. So as a company driver, he would get paid there, part of it, because they kind of scam you on that first 2 hours. But Now, do Americans eat roller wieners for Thanksgiving? Smart trucking. Of course. When is a good time to eat a roller wiener? Anytime. Right? It's called the anytime food. It says it right on the package. That's why they're always rolling around. They have some that are going to be ready later, some that are ready now. Absolutely. There's no bad time to eat a roller wiener. Oh, and there's some free meals being given out today, too, as well. The Manhole has free meals today. They're going to be giving out free meals at the Hole. Free meals. And they said they have plenty of stuffing there as well, so that should be good tonight. They're open. Smart trucking, it's a holiday up there because you have heated wipers and no driver cams. Yeah, that's correct, right. Most trucks there heated wipers, which most trucks here should have as well. If they're on your car, why can't they be on your semi? I just don't understand companies doing that kind of stuff. Roger Moore, thank you very much. Holiday pack could finally afford 2 for $333. Finally. I appreciate it. That's pretty good. Now, let's see, where did I lose my spot all the time, just so people that are new know that. I'm going, Big Huge Mike, I'm going to Pennsylvania empty so I can maybe get a load on Friday. Something else, let's have the Pennsylvania guys take it on Friday so we can get Thursday off. That make much sense. Yeah, beautiful. To all end users as well. TA outside of Pennsylvania has a Taco Bell. You know, I just saw an article today. TA is going to start closing some of their restaurants in some of these states. So start packing in your truck full of food. It's Mr. Plow. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Cash is king, floating like a butterfly. Oh, nice. Another one. Double time today. Send your carrier bill. Smart trucking. Yeah, my carrier's already sent me home with pay today. So I think that I'll do it. There's some drivers not even being paid holiday pay today, which I think is something here, at least in the United States. Did you notice there's 2 PAM truck driver companies too? No, what is the second PAM company? Because we know U.S. Express is splitting off this variant company and because they can't get enough people where they are. Angelica Jane Gracie can have some turkey and then sleep a little more than usual when she dreams of turkeys at your bird feeder. Yeah, how could she sleep more than usual? It's just constant sleep. What is up with some truckers not parking in spaces in the big pilots? I see them park badly. Dominican truck driver. I think some of them are trying to not get their truck scratched by other trucks, and some of them just can't park. The pilot ought to go out and move these people. The pilot shouldn't allow that. Any truck stop, you ought to be in the lines at least at the truck stop, for crying out loud. Kenneth Schneider, 34-hour reset, March 16th. Put on your calendar. Oh, really? The object is to kill your clock, so March 16th you had no choice but to do a 34-hour reset. Can imagine if we all did it at the same time. No driver's going to remember that. I mean, that's a long way away. I mean, the winter will be almost over by then, and I don't know. Right now you have the problem with good rates, so it's hard to get drivers to cooperate. Christine, I slept in today 7, usually up at 5. Yikes, I didn't get up till 11:30. I was back way late today, so I was glad this went on today. Pistol Annie, this pistol's running on empty. Yikes. Charles Contreras, happy Thanksgiving. Yesterday at work, a black cat literally crossed my path. Wonder what it could mean. It means the cat needs to get somewhere. So that's usually, when you see a black cat cross your path, that usually means that the cat needs to go someplace. Like this. And wherever it's going is in your path. So that's what that means. I don't currently have a black cat here. Let's see, where did I go off to? Okay, Charles, let's see. Hey, Mark, thanks for what you're doing. We need more of you. Steve, I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Christina had lasagna today. Hey, that makes a great Thanksgiving meal, too. I wonder if you could have a lasagna wiener. I think that'd be perfect. How do they roll that up? I prefer the turkey roller wieners. You know, these places ought to fill those things up with turkey roller wieners and have a big display or whatever. Yeah. Pretty soon they're going to be back to getting us our wieners again like it was. That's what they're talking about. Heated wipers are $120 on Amazon, Roger Moore. Yeah, why don't the companies put it on the truck already? I mean, they talk about all the safety and cameras and everything. How about something that actually impacts safety, like a heated wiper? Misty, I'm my own lumper. Get paid by the hour, right? You don't get lumpers at your place, do you? You got to do your own lumping. Crapstone. Yeah, I understand that he probably didn't like sitting there all day. That is pretty much horrible. And then you got to pay him all that money. I don't know if they make him pay it or not. Owning his own truck. I doubt it. I'm going to say that they pay it. The company pays it. Don't know. I'll have to go watch that. I've been using your list of questions to ask companies, Paul Harris. Trans Am didn't like me asking questions. Why not? Try to stop the interview, giving me the rate of 32 cents a mile. Yikes. That would stop anything. Look, any company that doesn't like asking questions, when you ask them questions, what the heck? That's what they're there for. You know, they should want you to have a good match too. Like if I had a company and I had employees, I'd want you to want to work here so that we mesh together and you're going to stay. Every company's not for everyone. You know, they're just not. Like this guy trucks, he bought a truck. That's not for me, but that works perfect for him. And so what I do works for me, and that works for him, and that's perfect. So each place should want somebody that is meshing with what that driver wants, and they'll stay longer, be better drivers, everything. And it works out good for everybody, really. Pam International, Dominican. What is Pam International? Pam International. Because they bought that Celadon place in Mexico, is that why? The T in Montgomery, New York, $17.99 all-you-can-eat turkey feast, 11 till closing. Big, huge Mike. I didn't know if there'd be any buffets open. Are you going to try it? Are you there, and are you going to try it? You should do a review of it. Panama Jack, happy Thanksgiving. Hope everyone's taking a break from the road. If everybody wants to take a break from the road, I hope everybody is doing that. Oh, Kelly, thank you very much. I appreciate that. My company says I have to work the day before and the day after to get holiday pay. Yes. Here, too, unless you're on vacation or whatever, you can't call off the day before and the day after. Right. So, but I worked Wednesday and I work Monday, so should be good. But anybody that calls off would lose 2 days. You lose 2 days of pay, so you don't get too many people to call off. Certainly. That's wrong if the driver's away from home on a holiday. They should get holiday pay. Kyle, even if they're not home. Yeah, absolutely. I think companies should pay holiday pay. I don't know why they don't. I guess because they don't have to. Bunch of Amish kids at yours, really. My AP was leaking fumes into my cab. I'm lucky I woke up and had to put it in the shop. That's why I'm on the road Thanksgiving. Jonathan, look, I've talked about this before. Get a smoke detector. There was just a thing. I actually wrote it down. And a carbon monoxide detector and have it in your truck. They have these combo things or whatever. You could die from that stuff. There was a truck fire at a truck stop. 4 trucks burned up, and they commented that, they were lucky that the drivers had a smoke detector so that they woke up and didn't die from the fumes in their truck. Please, go get one. Smoke detector, carbon monoxide detector combo, and put it in the truck and leave it in there. Leave it in the sleeper, always. And I drive with the passenger window cracked open, partly for what's going on now, but also I've done that for many years, really, just to always let fresh air in the truck when I'm driving. I have a black cat. He goes and goes. Oh, really? This one at least is awake. I bought $250 of groceries yesterday for the truck. Kelly, really? How do you stick $250 of groceries in the truck? That thing must be packed full of food. Paul Harris, the pilot in Atlanta knocked on my door after 2 hours into my 10, asked me to leave. I was bobtail and had a little paper sign saying no bobtail parking. Excuse me, could you please leave? If you're not bothering anybody, what is the problem? I'd say you don't want trucks parking here? I mean, a lot of these places are on Twitter. That's why I recommend you contact companies like that. Get at them on social media. Roller wieners are back in Arizona and Utah. Misty, about time. It's just when they get back and we get all closed up again. Christina, gas jumped at least 10 cents. Didn't check it today. Yeah, today, or at least last night coming home, was $2.05 here, which is higher than it has been, but still not terrible. I mean, that's a bargain. Gas is cheap. Get whatever you want and drive it around. That's what I say. Gas is still super cheap. Remember, it was $4 a few years ago, so not doing bad today. I have to admit, when I think I found a parking spot, somebody bobtailed in it. Big spot. It was a total waste. That's true. You go down and you think, oh, here's an empty spot, and there's a bobtail all the way in the back, which I would never be that far back in it. But yeah, they should park in the regular parking lot to keep regular spots for drivers. Although filling up last night, the truck stop, half full. It was maybe half full. Columbia George, thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's very nice of everybody today. Okay, Mark, gotta get some sleep. Just checking in. Have a great show and be safe. It's Mr. Plow. All right, get some sleep. Because turkey makes you sleepy, so turkey would actually give Gracie more needed sleep. Oh, yeah, that's what she needs is more sleep. That cat's barely awake as it is during the day. When she's not up biting my feet, then she's sleeping somewhere. I have a beautiful Bombay black cat. Oh, nice. Miss Molly Mittens. She has 6 toes. Oh, a 6-toed cat. That'd be pretty good. Send a picture of that cat in there, Pistol Annie. I'd love to see that. Bombay. Beautiful Bombay. Oh, I love Bella Beauty. I'm a big cat fan. Yeah, isn't she? That's a good-looking cat right there. Turkey roller wieners, mashed potatoes and stuffing, yum, and cranberry dipping sauces. Yeah, and the good thing about a roller wiener, once you have this meal set up, is you can dip it in your mashed potatoes or whatever you want. I mean, it's kind of like the perfect meal. I guess they're going to have wieners at the manhole, too. That's what they're saying. So they said there'll be plenty of them there for everyone. No, by the time I get down that way, they'll be closed. That stinks. That's the other Pam, Dominican. I've never seen Pam International. I'd love to see one of those. I wonder if they're splitting off like U.S. Express. They're going to follow although they should have a new name. People are still going to be think Pam. At least U.S. Express has a new name variant. Oh, it sounds so fancy and everything. Flying J Buffet was the best. I like the Flying J Buffet. I like the pizza there. Flying J's always had pizzas, and I always thought that was pretty nice. Smart Trucking, no heated wipers. That makes too much sense now. Shareholder dividends would be down. Yeah, so no heated wipers. Right. But they got money for cameras, don't they, here? They got plenty of money to put cameras in every truck. It can't put something that actually impacts safety in the trucks. Air Gunner Bob, goodness, thank you very much. Got home Monday evening. Next load leaves Saturday. Oh, nice. From the UPA to Vermont. Happy Thanksgiving from OUP. All right, that sounds pretty good. Get out of there soon with it because there was going to be some snow. So thank you very much for that. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I'm at home stuck today. I'll be over tomorrow, though, Ryan. He'll be over tomorrow. Stuck? Nobody could be stuck at home. Not being paid today, Angelica Jane. Happy to be off on a dedicated first time Walmart is closed. I know Walmart, most major stores closed today. That's why I had them go get groceries yesterday, and glad I did. Yeah, no soup for you, no wipers for you, but Lytix cameras for everyone. Hey, it's like the Oprah. Here's a Lytix camera, and here's a Lytix camera. In the U.S., companies are not required to pay holidays, Alexander. Yeah, that's true. They don't have to pay you. I just think they should pay you. I think it makes a difference in a company when they say, all right, these holidays, you can be home and we'll still pay you. Jeff, hopefully I'll find turkey today. If not, a fried yard bird will do. Yikes, a fried yard bird. People eat, I had some Thanksgiving trivia, 46 million turkeys Thanksgiving, 22 million more on Christmas. Always crack your window. Swift will teach you that, Kevin. Really, does Swift say that too? Is Swift horning in on what I'm saying? I always run with that passenger window cracked open to let fresh air in the truck, just in case there's some kind of leak or whatever. I want the fresh air in the truck. Unless it's like 20 below zero and I just can't take it, I have that window cracked open. Columbia George, thank you for what you do for the industry, Mark. Well, thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. It's a lot of fun being out here. I'm training a new driver in extreme upper 30s. You're struggling with the unload at the end of the day. I'm in my extreme upper 40s, almost 60, and can still do it. Look, I think at your job, it would take a little time to get used to it for somebody that doesn't do a lot of work. You're used to working, right? Fitness model, stuff like that. So, but you do it all the time. If somebody would just stick with it, like anything, right? Persistence equals success. Let's see. Alexandria wouldn't get away with that in Canada, really. Carbon monoxide and smoke detector should not be one unit. Carbon monoxide stays in the middle. Smoke rises. Roger Moore. Okay, fair enough. I didn't know that. They do sell them as a combo unit. But whatever the best way to do that is, get one of those and put them in the truck. Is that required in Canada then? Do they have to pay holidays there? I'm not sure. I filled my tank for $1.85.9 and went up to $1.79. Glad I did it before it went up. Yeah, you got a bargain on it. It's $2.05 down at the Speedway, which I go by on the way home. So I noted that. And it was quite busy at, early this morning at 3 in the morning or whatever. What do you mean unload? Some people actually unload their trucks, so not sure to put a picture on here. I don't know if it'll allow you to put a picture through on here. You can send it to me, though. Bella is a Bombay, too. Oh, really? Okay. What do you think of my company, JNR Frugal? What do you think of the company? If you're there, that's the question. Don't they get rid of all you can eat in truck stops? I know, I was surprised to see somebody said there's a buffet open. I mean, I didn't think that there'd be anybody with a buffet at the moment. I mean, heck, half the restaurants you can't even go inside, so. Panama Jack, Smart Trucking. I miss taking a load of hazmat to Coteau de Luc, whatever that is, in Blaine, Quebec, in the winter months. Challenging, especially going through Montreal. Yeah, because isn't that where they speak at least partially French? That's always a problem. I haven't been to Canada in a long time. I used to go up there for 3M. I would go not that far, though. Cross in Detroit and go not far, 100 miles, something like that, and then switch and come back. So that was a long time ago. 250 is one bag, really? With as much money government steals from us, the road should be in pristine condition, Kelly. Yeah, especially here in Indiana, right? All this money they take, and then the roads are like, what are they doing? I wanted to do the Black Friday today, but Walmart is closed. Christina, you can do it online. I'm sure their online things are open, and tomorrow, considering that they're closed today, it's going to be, I can't imagine how many people are going to be in the store. The other Pam has a different logo and everything, Jonathan. Do you think it's a totally different company? I mean, there are companies, like there's more than one Prime Trucking and stuff. So there's not like It's not like a web page where you can only have one company. There's others. Do you think it's actually a totally another company that's just like glomming onto the Pam name and put it on there? That's possible. A roller wiener's addictive. Yes. I mean, they put something in them so you have to keep going back and getting them. You should try some of them. Especially go out today, go to the truck stop in your area. I'm sure there's a truck stop around you, and go get 100 of them and bring them home. Smart trucking, you're from the land of snow. What's your opinion of wheel socks? My company's considering them. Misty, oh, that's a very good question for them. Yeah, do you use wheel socks in Canada? Columbia George can quit anytime you want. You just don't want to. Guess they'll shut down the truck driving schools again. Now I think they're trying to get me into Mr. P school. Yeah, I've heard of Mr. P down there. Which is in north of Louisville, right? I think that's where the school is, somewhere down there. Yeah, they just opened up a big motel and stuff down there. Right. That's what I think. I don't eat them as I don't want to get hooked and no suppliers up here. Oh, you're going to have to come down and, rent a trailer or whatever and bring them back up there. Turkeys are only 7 weeks at a table. Crazy growth. Really? So from egg to table is 7 weeks? Maybe better money in turkeys than in trucking, don't you think? Yeah, at a lot of times it could be. Yes. People are still getting those, and with 60-some million of them in a month, that's something. Maybe thinking about buying a van trailer. I haven't pulled one in a very long time. Do they still have lumper fees? Right. Yes, as we find out from This Guy Trucks, there are still companies that charge lumper fees. Absolutely. Misty, my advice to my trainees is pace yourself and wear the supplied back support. Yeah, right. It's going to be a few weeks of pain before the gain, right? Because of all the work that you're probably not used to doing if you haven't unloaded a truck in a while, and you're going to do it regularly over there. But then, it'll feel better. It's probably really good for you. So buffets are opening Utah. They do have to pay holidays in Canada. Our labor board is quite strict. Oh, all right. All right, so it's required holiday. So holidays are required. That's interesting. Here, as you know, it's not required. Some pay it a full day. I've seen some give you $50. Some only pay you if you work. They go, if you work, we give you an extra $100. So it's all over the board. Whatever you can kind of negotiate. Christina, okay, it's in Jeffersonville. That's right. Yeah, right north of Louisville. John went through Mr. P in 2007. What do you think? The logo has green letters. I've seen them around usually in the Northeast. Oh, is that some kind of, are they cross-bordering it up there? Or are they saying, oh, green, we're so green here? Pam International, which is a new DOT number, out of Joliet. 85 trucks, 71,000 miles per truck. Nice. And that is a new DOT number because they're given out, at least here, in order. Because there's still a company with number 6 or something. I forget what the number is. They make a big deal in their ads saying, look, we're the oldest continually operating company in the United States. Our DOT number is like 6. So look at the DOT number on your truck. They're up into the millions now. See what number it is, and that'll tell you about when your company got started. And there's tons of them since the 80s. The number's just skyrocketed since then. So if you have a 6-digit or 5-digit number even, your company's been open for a while. Hello from the Loves in Bordentown, New Jersey, trucking on 95. What's going on? Do they have wieners today? The best part of pulling tankers is no pallets and no lumpers. Columbia George, maybe. I mean, it depends what you pull. I don't have to do a lot of work, so it depends. Way stations seem to be all closed. That's the good part of it. I knew Indiana would be closed. Mr. P's only 35 miles from your home. You can drive it every day. Good. You don't even have to stay there. That's better. And then if they give you grief, you can just drive home. You listen to the 28-minute Alice restaurant song. No. Unless that's on channel 71. Oh, for those of you that do not have satellite but have a satellite radio, it's free until December 1st. So that's pretty nice. You want to listen to satellite? It's free for everybody that is not currently a satellite customer. Lucky Canadians getting paid on holidays no matter what. Well, the thing is, you could get paid holidays in the United States. I mean, the other part of it here is the only reason they don't pay stuff is because people don't demand it. So we should demand that the things we want. Don't settle for less than you want, and then you will only find a way to get the thing that you want. People also, well, I have to do this because, there's nothing else. No, just decide what you want and you only get those things, and your mind will only open itself up to the things that you want. You pick your turkey with stuffed. You should see what I'm going to do with my girlfriend. Yikes. Happy Thanksgiving, Tony 5000. Hey, happy Thanksgiving. School was decent if I remember correctly. You didn't have to work there, but you did have to finance it. I wonder what they do that, how they do that. How much was it then? I bet the price has gone up. Although, let's say it's $7-8 grand. That's a bargain. That's a bargain. They just had a story on the radio yesterday about people. Oh, I'm $200,000 in debt, one woman said, so I want all my college forgiven, by the government. No. Go, you get a degree that's not useful. That's what you get. Columbia, Georgia, who do I drive for? Well, even on holidays, for new people or whatever, which I do this show every Monday, I don't ever say who I drive for, and that keeps them out of my videos, and I also don't recruit for the place. Let them go recruit their own drivers. I think that's a good idea for everybody, by the way, that gets on a channel. I've never understood lumper fees. Why do you want to charge me to take your stuff off my truck? I'll tell you this. Cash is King Trucking has a great video about this. It's a little bit older video, and he really explains how the lumper fee works and why it's not a bad idea. So he has a good YouTube channel. He did a video about this very subject, which is a very good explanation of lumper fees, and I recommend people go watch it. It explains why $300 to get your truck unloaded is not a bad idea. And favorite way station is a permanently closed one. Yeah, agree. You can get anything you want at Alice's restaurant. I don't know what that is. You wear it, make it a parrot. Oh, absolutely. Good point. Kyle, thank you very much. I demand we get rid of government, Slim Shady. Yeah, legalize freedom. Can we do that? If I remember right, GP pays 8 hours of holiday pay. Good, Kelly. That's good. So you get holiday pay there. I wish they would pay a day's pay. I mean, why do they have to do it like that? Just give you your average day's pay. Michael Swift, exactly everything should be built in and negotiated in the freight rate to ship. Panama Jack, but it is. It is in the rate. That's the thing. The wife and I watched the movie Atlas Shrugged last night. Everybody should watch it. I totally agree. Roger Moormark drives for Swift, but is too embarrassed to admit it. I lease operate at Swift. That'd be something. I'll be paid ahead of time. Yeah, that's the way. Uncle D's production. Let's see. Jonathan Dwyer. I've been driving for 2 years, and I still never saw Lot Lizard to even ask for a discount. I haven't seen him in years. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if they unionized, and I don't know what the story is with them. I guess they're on the internet now. I think it was around 4,000 in 2007. I knew Mr. P, and he kindly helped me out when I listed my desk job. Mr. P. So there's really a Mr. P? Alexander, subscribe to Cash is King. Lots of great content. That is true. And he did I'd really love the lumper one where he breaks that down, why it's a good idea. Or why it isn't a bad idea anyway. Paul Harris, Pam International created their Facebook page June 17th, a very new company. So they are kind of scamming. Does it look like... does their logo look like the Pam logo? I mean, did they get like that? Because then Pam would probably gripe at them. But otherwise, they're just I don't know if I'd take the name Pam, of all things, to put on my company. Charles, that's the name from Alice's Restaurant by Arlo Guthrie. It's a Thanksgiving classic. Yeah, I'm on 71, right, on which is Sinatra channel. I'm going to Martin. Transport guaranteed money is nice. Zach, I love a guarantee. Who doesn't love a guarantee during their week? I think it's great, especially in the wintertime. Cash King, so much info. Yes, exactly. That guy, it pours out the info so fast you can't. It's like a fire hose of information. Could be worse. You could lease from Prime. Yeah, then I couldn't afford the truck. I'd have to work today. I did see a bunch of Prime trucks. I noted that there were like 4 of them of all the trucks that were parked. 20 trucks, 4 more Prime trucks parked at the truck stop. I thought, of course, they can't go home. Because if you go home Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I mean, you come back to $1,300 is due again Monday. Yikes, or more. It's some of the highest pay I've seen in the industry where you're buying a truck. Who pays $1,300 a week for a truck? In 4 years, you're paying over $200,000 for this truck. The website says Pam International is coming soon. Apparently, they're already on their way to you. Is there really... There really is a Mr. P. I've seen them. I know there's a Mr. P trucking. I didn't know there was actually a Mr. P. Is he just walk around? Hey, he just got a P on there. Hey, Trucker Beetle Bailey's here. What's going on? Happy Thanksgiving to you. Chris, the only things open after midnight are police stations, truck stops. Yeah, you should be in late, although I was going home late after work. I always think that. Why are people out? I'm always, when I'm coming home from work, and I'm like, what are these people doing out? And then I'm like, they're probably thinking that about me. Why is that guy driving around at night? So, Columbia, Georgia, back in the 90s, when I pulled reefer, my company paid a flat rate for unloading. That was less than half of what a lumper would charge. I had to pay the difference out of my pocket. Oh, well, we're not doing that. I mean, that'd be the problem between the company and the lumper. So that isn't any problem. We'd say, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not paying anything. As a company driver, right, I don't pay anything, and no company driver should have to pay anything. That's the beauty of being a company driver. You know, I'm not running a business there. I'm working for them. For them to get the load off, that's their deal. You know, they got to figure that out themselves. Yeah, Cash King, you'll check it out, Michael, so please do. He's probably done 4 live shows already today. Whole Foods is open until 5 p.m. Whole Foods. I don't think I have a Whole Foods here, though, so I should have got everything that you need yesterday. Can you get a truck into a Whole Foods? I doubt it. Ralph Floto, happy Thanksgiving. It's good to see you. Winco's open till 2, whatever a Winco is. Really enjoy the new 30-minute break being eliminated before the 8-hour driving time, Panama Jack. That has seemed to clear up a lot of problems at the fuel island, although the other day it was raining heavy. This was Thursday night. And I get over to fill up, and their fuel island is full. And no one is at their truck fueling. Okay, look. You lazy drivers, get out of the fuel line if you're not fueling. I couldn't get fuel. I had to leave. I went down to the next truck stop. So it's just ridiculous. Every fuel line block, nobody out filling up their truck. Everybody's in. I don't know what they're doing in there. Cash King interviewed a lot lizard. He did. She was not a lot lizard, though. She was just, I forget how they worded it. That was interesting, creepy interview. No, I worked for Pam my first year, and then the logo's plain back. The other one is green, but does it look the same, Jonathan? Is it the same kind of font, or is it just Pam? You know, that's the thing. That would get him on the copyright kind of problem, is the font problem. His last name is Parnell. I think the school uses that name now. Oh. Michael Swift, you have some good stuff on your site. Well, thank you very much. I got a bunch of questions over there that I like people to use when they're going to a new company. Chris, sleeping in the fuel line? Well, you know, that's not right. Get out of the fuel island. It's just ridiculous. I shouldn't be able to go up. There's 10 spots, and they're all full, and nobody's at their truck doing anything. I have stuff to do. I want to get fuel and leave. I don't hold anybody up or anything. Christine, is it raining in Lafayette? It's been around Salem. No, it is cloudy and like 45. So not a bad Thanksgiving compared to some years. I was able to fill the bird feeder up, so that's good. I don't fill it up if it rains because it gets all moldy or whatever. So I make sure that only fill it when it's going to be dry. Night Ranger, Cassius King has done 8 live shows today, but who's counting? I know. And it's not even noon where he is. Pam International's out of Chicago. Their Facebook page shows a Freightliner with the Pam International at an angle on the sleeper. So it's an outside Chicago company? Great. Michael Swift, the 30-minute break is a lot of BS. Yeah, people never do it right anyway. Nobody uses it as a break. They should just eliminate it. It's not like it's being used for anything. I mean, you're not supposed to take a shower and go eat at the restaurant on the fuel island? Kelly, look, I will tell you this. If they all came out smelling clean and all that and had showered, I wouldn't be too mad about it. I'd be like, well, at least they're showering. But, you know, they're all just in there jibber-jabbering in the Goasis there. It's totally different for Pam International Lafont. So what they're doing, they said, oh, here's a large company, and so they're glomming on to their name. Really. That's basically what happened. Misty, thinking about putting on my stretchy leggings and going to Thanksgiving dinner at the Chuck-A-Rama in buffet. The Chuck-A-Rama. Wow. You should take a picture of that. Get those, you got to get the belt loops loose and get on the stretchy pants. The Chuck-A-Rama. They're taking team showers at the fuel line. A big, huge mic. Yikes. You know what you should do? The one person goes into the shower, the other one fuels when you're teaming, and then the person that's driving still gets out of the fuel line and parks, and then they switch, and then you leave. That's how you do it. Just blocking the fuel line. You know, you're not the only one in the world that needs fuel. If you're not fueling, get out of the fuel line. That's all I'm asking. Columbia, George, do lumpers still wake up in the middle of the night? I hated that. Lumpers were always competing against each other to get the business. I never liked parking at customers, and that's partly why. I would park somewhere. You get there at 2 in the morning, and then at 5, they're waking you up. Even though I have like a 10 o'clock appointment. Most people would like that, but I'm trying to get some sleep, and they're like, oh, we already opened your seal or whatever. Go ahead and back in. I'm like, I'm tired. So I don't usually park at customers when I was doing that kind of thing. Just because of that, I want to get my sleep. This doesn't just come naturally. Takes a lot of sleep to get this happening. My PeopleNet finally updated the new hours and service rules last week. Columbia, Georgia, really? Rand McNally ELD's down, too. If anybody uses it, I don't know. Rand McNally had a cyber incident, which I love, and required, they were acquired by Tello Capital Management this month. Isn't that something? And now their ELDs are down. There's a Pam in Tawnytown, Arkansas. Yes, that is the Pam that we all know and love. Columbia, George, when is the Smart Trucking live show? Yes, Smart Trucking. When is the next live show? I got a 16-ounce ribeye steak I'm going to grill up for dinner. Don't care for turkey. I agree. I'm not a turkey person, and that sounds great. I mean, steak for Thanksgiving, that's awesome. One reason I'll never pull a reefer again, yeah. I just didn't like getting woke up early, and so what I would do then is just park somewhere else, which I always recommend anyway, and show up on time. If you're a 10 a.m. appointment, yeah, it's 9:45, here I am. Then they can unload me. And I got a good night's sleep. TA in Ogallala has a Thanksgiving Day buffet open for anyone in the area. All right. That should be good. Is that the one with the, I don't think so. That's not the one with the elevator, right? Ooh, that old Bosselman's with the glass elevator on the side. Oh, I love that. Zach, I drive almost exclusively at night to avoid any of the problems mentioned in this chat. It does work out well, doesn't it? Beauty sleep is hard to get. Yeah, when you need as much of it as me, it's very hard to get. Believe me. I wrote a song about law lizards and I never have even seen one. Well, look, as long as you have the idea. Christina, it may take hours to get to perfection. It does. A whole team of people, believe me. I'm heading into L.A. Home Depot has to get that essential product. Are they open today? Are they taking a delivery on Thanksgiving? I'll be deep frying my first turkey this year. How's that going to go? Al John's, yikes. Well, we'll call the fire department. Angelica Chain, I'll be seen at AM 12 and PM several times. Knocks on the door. Few says no and then a yes. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's been many years since anyone's knocked on the door and said, hey, whatever. Misty, under the new rules, because I rarely drive more than 8 hours, I've worked 13 hours without a break. But that day was long due to a breakdown. Most days are 8 to 9 hours. That's not as bad as I kind of thought you were working there. And now, right, because a lot of your time's not driving, you won't have to get a legal break. All beef wieners at the manhole. Oh, of course. Of course. How can I determine what... There's plenty of stuffing there, too, going on. That's what they said. How can I determine what school is good so I can join? It's hard to determine the schools. You'll have to do the Yelp kind of thing. And most of them, not great. Mom always made turkey and prime rib for Thanksgiving. Wow. Prime rib. Nice. We were looking to get Spam. Prime rib. Whoo. You'll run the gate at the place. Vote of confidence appreciated. Yeah, exactly. A lot of listeners are still out there. You don't worry. You'll see one. Those who haven't seen one yet. I'm sure they're still around. I'm just saying. They've probably updated. They probably have an app or whatever. If anybody knows Cash is King Trucking, he's probably working on an app to get so you can do that too. My looks come natural. I don't need much sleep. Matter of fact, I had to grow a beard to keep the lizards away. Oh, is that why they don't bother me? So it's me. So now I have like a complex. So they're not coming. They're like, ugh. So I'm like being turned down by them looking at me. All right, I got it. And my door's been knocked on. My dog's bark. I look. She says, wrong door. Yeah, wrong door. Christina, Fleet Nav show was a very good show. Yeah, I just missed it. I had to go in, and then I end up sitting because it's day before holiday. So that didn't work out great for me. Hey, dude, you've never seen a lot lizard. You're not missing anything. The Asian My Show is here. Hey, happy Thanksgiving. Great channel. Appreciate what you do, and happy Thanksgiving. You too. I mean, you're doing some great work over there. People should go see that channel too. Holy mackerel. The Asian My Show. Thanks for coming in today. I like the big girls. Cash is King has a funny story about a lot T-Rex. I'm sure he does. I'm going to deep fry turkey. Make sure it's fully thawed all the way through. Otherwise, you have an explosion. The oil's just a flashpoint. That'd be dramatic. Look, if you're going to do it wrong, at least videotape that. Heard a lot lizard advertise a commercial company on the CB. Wow. She was driving a Schneider cab over. Yikes. That was the last time of that. What's Thanksgiving? The whole, yeah. For some people, it's just a work day. Avoid Roadmaster Truck School. The truck school I went to, by the way, is closed now, so can't even rep for them. Hey, Mark. Hey, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. Good to see you, Gabriel. I have bolt cutters. I'll let myself in. Nice. You just go deliver your own stuff. If you're anything like me, use grinder. Yeah. Is that where you can get sandwiches delivered? Can I get a grinder on those? My best school is to get your permit and hire an old timer to teach you. That's how I did it, and I'm better prepared. That's probably true. If you can do that, that'd be way better than going to any other place. Yeah, Asian Mind here. I know, like all the biggest YouTubers came in today, and then here's little me. Every time I see that, I get more and more nervous. So, yikes. Yikes. Good afternoon. Happy Thanksgiving, Theo. Thank you for that. Kevin, wow, goodness, thank you very much. I appreciate that, and happy Thanksgiving. Foot-long wieners at the manhole? Maybe. Only some of them are. That's, besides I got the air running kind of high in there, so we don't have too much of that going on. Rail Transport is a good CDL company, but if you leave before your miles ring, you get smacked with the 7,000. Ask me how I know. What do they do about it? That's always the question I have for these companies, that if you leave early, they send you a bill. What do they do beyond sending you a bill? Do they do anything about it? Some companies are very aggressive about getting this money, and some companies just send you a bill and you never hear from them again. So what do they do about it, Kelly Patterson, don't turn to lot lizards. If you need that bad, call an escort. Well, that's just a lot lizard that charges more, I guess. Decent company to team drive for. Oh, teaming. I don't get too many team questions. Who's teaming here? Do you know why they closed the truck driving school? Yeah, because it was 1,000 years ago. So I actually don't know why they closed. This was Professional Truck Driver Training School, PTTS, in Chicago at about 130th and I-94. They were right there on the interstate, and over the years, I just went by there, and the lot just turned into an empty lot, and I haven't heard any more from them. So I actually never heard really anything from them. And so, no, I don't know why they closed, other than it was just a long time ago, and they just closed up. I will definitely videotape it. I went to Roadmaster, then to Werner. It worked for me, but there were better ways. Yeah, there's better ways for everything. As long as it worked for you, and that's what matters. And after truck school, I did not go into training. Only CRST, I think, came. I don't remember if anybody else came to the truck school, but there really wasn't a lot of that where they brought you in and trained you. You just went to truck school and then went to work. So that's how it worked for me. I don't even know if C1 is still in business. They are in business because I just saw an ad for them yesterday on Craigslist in Indianapolis. They need trainers. So at least the one in Indianapolis is still open. Yeah. They sent it to collections. Oh, what did collections do about it? Did collections put it on your credit? I started with Swift many moons ago. When I left, they sent me the bill, but did not pursue it, Kelly. So it just like faded into nothingness. Smart trucking, that's why I don't indulge. I need to smuggle them. I could do it if I was caught smuggling roller wieners. You never know where you want to smuggle those. Lot lizards are an endangered species. Yeah, we have to protect them all we can. I didn't need that on my credit report when I'm trying to buy my own truck, so I paid it. Okay, so it went there, didn't get to your credit because they were going to go to collections, and then you paid it. All right, pretty interesting. I still say, look, even $7,000 is not a bad deal for a driving job. There's jobs, $60,000, $80,000, $100,000. So that's way less than people pay for college to go serve fries at Wendy's. How bad must a man be to own a lot lizard? Some of them not great out there. I teamed with a guy that had diabetes who constantly fell asleep. I drove with him. Yikes. That's not great. He needs to go to the doctor and get that corrected. I mean, here we go. Cassius King Trucking has a diabetes trucking channel up. So anybody that's in that situation, go check out that channel. A lot of good that kind of information here. But look, if you're falling asleep or whatever, go to the doctor, for God's sakes. You don't want to die going down the road. I mean, that's crazy. Kevin, I'm no longer driving a truck. Thank you and love the show. Thank you very much. And all right, well, but now we know what they did. But thank you for that. I don't understand how anyone can team drive. I can't do it. It's not for me. But there's some people it works out good for. So I just can't sleep. I drove to my ex-wife. That was 7 months too long. For 6 months. Some say the mega carriers now buy pallets of those Cracker Jacks with the CDLs in them. Oh, really? I started teaming with Covenant. Nice. Paul Harris. My first partner was great. 2 years. Then 2 others that were nightmares. So where happened to your 2-year partner? New Penn Motors is great to work for, Gabriel. It sounds like one of those. That'd be a good LTL company, I think. Any of these LTLs, the people that write to me from those usually are pretty happy. For GP, what's going on 1 month? Been solid thus far, CW Carter. All right. That's always good to hear. They have teams over there at GP Transco. Michael, do they take recent grads? No, they need a year of experience at GP Transco. The collection agency withdrew it from my credit report when I paid it. Well, I would hope so, right, Air Gunner? And like, hey, I paid this. Can it get off there? So they're a place that's going to pursue it. Think about that. Work out a deal, make payments. $7,000 is not bad. I mean, that's only $7,000 a month times 1 month of payments, so not bad. Watkins Motorline was the very best for team drivers. Sadly, they're gone. All the best places leave. Well, Bill's at work. Got to go. Thank you for popping in. Happy Thanksgiving. Good to see you today. D. Prince, happy Thanksgiving, and all the Trucking Answers listeners. We appreciate all you do for truckers. You truckers do for us. Well, thank you very much for that, and thank you for being here. I worked for Central Transport for a week and quit. Now, they run ads all the time. What happened there in 1 week? They run ads in Indianapolis as well. They have those yellow older trucks or whatever, and they show pretty good pay in their ads. So, the 21-year partner went solo and got popped for Mary Jane. Yep. Can't be doing that. So more and more drivers are really getting hit with that. You can't do this recreationally in all these states that allow it. It's not allowed federally. Will that change? I don't know. They're going to have a test that can determine when you took it. It's going to be a long time. Please don't do that. You're going to lose your job. 6 months is like 3 dog years. Self-identified round out. Jonathan, I went to the one in Indianapolis. It was okay, but we didn't get enough time to practice our backing. So that's always a problem with these schools. Another person has written to me from Swift School on the East Coast. Same thing. Getting 14 minutes a day of truck time. That's ridiculous. Kevin teamed with my brother for 10 years. He passed on the truck in Sparks. Oh, I'm sorry. I miss him every day and won't team with anyone else. Sorry. That's terrible. Sorry about that. Holly Dame Man, I bought a seasonal Class B to test. Worked 1 season for the co-op. During the layoff, I was laid off from farm workers, so Arkansas Unemployment sent me to truck school for free. Yeah, you don't even have to go. You don't have to be unemployed now to go to truck school for free. A lot of states are sending people, even that are working, with a grant. So you might be able to go to truck school for no charge. It depends on the state. But even if you pay $7,000, even $10,000 for truck school, it's still worth it. I think it's still worth it. Kelly, as a truck driver, you cannot have any THC in your system. Does not matter if it's legal. That's correct. Anything in it and you're done. You can't say, well, I was in Colorado last month or whatever. It doesn't matter. You're fired. It goes on it goes on the federal thing now, and you got a real problem. You're going to be working for some guy who's running, a Century class pulling Amazon trailers. They run ads in Oregon too. John Doe's. What's up with Central Transport? Pay sounds good, but I know that that's one piece of the pie. Yeah, I'm always curious when a place, relatively pays pretty good, and then they can't get people. So the no pay at Big Yellow and the trucks are garbage. It's mostly dock work. Oh, that stinks. The trucks do look old. I mean, I was saying that the trucks are old and the trailers are really old. Coming up paid like most, we'd have got decent miles. Home time was not always on time. They should always be on time with that. I'm stuck in Pennsylvania until Tuesday because the receiver can't take my load. M-O. All right. Here's the question. Are you going to be paid for that time, or do you own the truck? So this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 5 days, you should get a week's pay for sitting there. Should $15 minimum wage be applied to truck drivers? No. Steven? No. I don't think so. Drivers shouldn't accept lower pay than, drivers shouldn't accept low pay. But should a minimum wage be applied? No. I don't like the minimum wage. I don't like it. Kelly Patterson. THC is very slow to metabolize, so they cannot tell if you smoked last night or 5 minutes ago. Yeah, once you do a positive, I mean, basically you're going to write off most companies. Just going to write them off. It's not worth it. Here, the job center sends your fuzzy butt to drive sim before they send you to actual school. They talked about they may use simulators to do testing. Have an accident with that in your system, your life is ruined. Oh, you're finished. Oh my gosh. Prime for the win. It might be better than someplace. I would stay away from CDC oil as well. I wouldn't, anything like this, any of these oils or whatever, I wouldn't touch it. I just wouldn't touch it. It's your career that you aren't going to be able to get back, maybe for 10 years, maybe forever. Truck drivers should get paid more than the minimum wage because we are professional skilled workers. Columbia, George. I agree. We are professional skilled workers, and we shouldn't accept lower pay. We shouldn't accept a place that pays $5 an hour. That's how I think we should do it here. I mean, really, you get what you will accept. Here, people are paid by the hour or have a monthly salary with the extras. CPMs are illegal. Where is here? JJ Hammerdown, hello everyone, happy Thanksgiving. Cents per mile is the worst idea that they came up with for drivers, but the best idea for companies. CT is owned by the owner of PAM as well. I know this for a fact. PAM owns Central Transport? I actually thought Swift owned Central Transport. Stephen, but I see our England drivers with $600 weekly paychecks, and that's less than minimum wage. It depends how many hours they worked. Minimum wage for 40 hours is $290 at $7.25 an hour. So it would depend how many hours, and I will agree, many drivers write into me from these several places, right, with small checks, but $290 is minimum for 40 hours. We're a licensed professional. We need to act like it and not accept cheap wages, Columbia, George. That is exactly right. Don't accept this low pay. If a place that wasn't paying anything couldn't get people, they would have to pay more. The only reason they pay a little is that they can. I mean, think about it. You're on a company, and you can get people to come in and sit around for nothing and work for free. Well, why would you pay them? I mean, they must be thinking this is the best thing ever. We just won't pay anybody anything, and we'll get tons of people to come and work here. Michael's just sitting for a week. If you're not getting paid, you need to get a real job. That is crazy. Oh, the whole Sweden. Okay, all right. Somebody there paid by the hour and probably better drivers. Secondhand, some doesn't show in the P test. My roommate smoked like a Cheech and Chong. Nice. I wouldn't risk it. The idea is the risk is not worth it, I don't think. The Kowalkas are running for peanuts. Oh, right. You said something, remember, about people from other countries coming in. The best way to get higher wages is to refuse to work for companies that pay low wages, Columbia, George. Yes. Once you set your mind to a wage and say, I don't work for less than this. So when a company offers you less than it, you go, I don't work for less than that. That's not how you get me to come to work. And then you leave. And if everybody did that, they would have to raise their pay. Go to Martin Transport. They even pay $20 an hour for detention and inclement weather. Yeah, Martin is one of the few places that'll pay you for weather breakdowns. Where you go, it's not safe to drive, they pay you for that time. I don't exactly know the program there, but they do have an inclement weather deal. And Jonathan, C1 only gives you 15 minutes a day, but I can't complain about the drive time. That's the easy part. 15 minutes a day, considering how much you're paying, say it's $8,000 for 3 weeks, I don't think that's a good trade, you know. If you take a trip to Holland and partake in the illegal drugs there, you probably should take a couple more weeks off when you get back to make sure you're out of your system. Look, you should, if you do this kind of stuff, which you shouldn't do, go get those tests. You can get a teenager test or whatever they call them at CVS and Walgreens and all these. Test yourself first before you go to work. I mean, to make sure that everything's good. Swift owns Central Refrigerated. Oh, all right. Central Refrigerated. Swift owns Central Transport is owned by Swift. I thought they were, but I am apparently not. Do the CCCP style. Company pretends to pay, workers pretend to work. Yeah, that's how it works too. I'm waiting to see here. We're sitting for 5 days. We're getting paid for that. I just need to get started and get some experience. Bar none is the end goal. They're showing 100,000 at Bar none now. Martin is a serial killer company. Serial killer drove for them in the 90s. Well, they got to drive somewhere too. Look, serial killers need to make a living too. Killing all them people is not cheap. What's a good starter companies now? Many of the companies that took recent school grads don't do it. Well, some of the companies that run these places, do better. Like you can get into Bar none, but they don't take students. Like Mr. P has that school, and then they'll put you right onto a truck. That's a smaller place that's going to do better. That's a good example. We have as much to blame for low wages by accepting that pay. Don't do it. Smart trucking. That's exactly correct. I mean, we're our own problem. We go to a place. There's people that write to me. It's so frustrating. Oh, and they'll send me a $380 check. And they go, they've been getting this for weeks. I'm like, well, quit and go somewhere else. Here's someplace. And then 3 months later, they're like, I'm still making $400 a week. I'm like, you got to take the initiative and leave. You cannot work on the road for $400 a week. You just can't. It's not worth it. You can go to Amazon right here in Lebanon, 30 miles south of me. They're paying $15 an hour. That's $600, and you could be home every day. So you need to make at least more than that. Geez. There's plenty of companies paying tons of money. There's people making $1,500, $2,000 a week on the road. I think if you could check out, you might find that Central is owned by the guy that owned Cornflack. Really? The only bad thing about Martin is I'm governed at 65. That's most companies, though. I go 65, too. You can go to your own doctor and ask for a drug test? Really? I don't know if I would. I'd be a little nervous because my doctor, has my insurance from work. So that would bother me a little bit. I just don't want any kind of connection with work between that. I just don't. And he could say I'll never tell him or whatever, but maybe a different doctor and pay in cash. I don't know. Smart trucking. So many drivers will say, well, it's industry standard and the trucking company can't afford to pay more. That mentality is what keeps the pay rates low. Yeah, it's industry standard. No, they can afford to pay it tons more. Their financials just came out. They're making all kinds of money. Currently my second year of trucking and just became a trainer. Now making $80,000. Kevin Lee. So in 2 years, you went from, whatever you were doing to making $80,000. So that's why I'm saying that $10,000 investment is well worth it. That's almost double what the average pay here is in the United States. It's in the mid 40s per person or something like that. Best way to pass a drug test is simply to be clean. Yeah, don't do drugs. Nancy Reagan was right. We all knew it then, and we still know it. Prime is a good company to start with. I don't like the team training part of Prime. There's no worries if you don't do drugs. The $400 a week, they expect you to sell the load of Pickle Park. See, I know. I get these checks every once in a while. They'll be sending me like, what am I supposed to do? I'm like, you're supposed to quit. I mean, it's just, the problem is it's usually at a company that has a contract. And so I really feel bad. There's a person, and if you leave, and they're always really threatening about it, especially England. Oh, you can't leave. You have to stay. But then people are getting $400 a week. What are they supposed to do? To have their family lose their house? I don't understand how the people at England live with themselves, when all their end users, are losing their houses or whatever, and they're threatening them. It's ridiculous. Then they go gripe to the government. Oh, well, we can't get any drivers. I saw a Martin truck with a 53-foot trailer in a parking lot of a shopping plaza. Poor guy was struggling to try to figure out how to get out. That driver just gained experience. Yeah, because they got all those little planter things. Always drive in the back of of the mall. The whole 65, it's 49 or 55. Wow, 49 would be, well, of course, you're getting paid by the hour, but it still would be very aggravating. I'd imagine they'll be charging drivers weekly rent to sleep in the bunk. Well, there's so many of them there at England. I mean, that if you had one of those 3-bunk trucks, and you could almost rent the third bunk out and maybe make some extra money that way. Wasn't Church Refrigerated Dick Simon and most recently Kelly's and now Soars? Yeah, they keep changing names. Chef Matt, good morning from the other coast. Well, good morning. Happy Thanksgiving over there. It's not Thanksgiving yet there, not till not another hour or so. I do not recommend starting off with Pam. Right. It is so bad, I just got a check for $68. Well, at least it's positive. Even though I was home for 2 of those days that week, but couldn't make more than $400 my first 6 months. Yep, that is how Pam works. I hate that expression, industry standard, smart trucking. Yeah, there's no standard. Like, you get what you will accept. Okay, so even so, say something's a standard industry. What do I care? That isn't my problem. You tell them, look, I'm a professional, and this is what I get here. Prime, I'm governed at 58 and 62 with the cruise control. We all know that. We all know it and are aggravated by it. How long does it take to hear from the Hazmat Check from the FBI? Went about a month ago. Christina, I don't know. I haven't had to renew it. Because now it's probably delayed. So who's into it right now? Before, it wasn't any problem coming back. Maybe they found something. Did they find that thing that you've always mentioned? TJ Jones in the Bull of the Woods, happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, Prime is too slow. I don't know what they're trying to do over there. They're the only ones going that slow. Look, I'm rolling 8.5 miles to the gallon this week going 65. So Prime can't say, well, we need the fuel mileage or whatever. Know anything about MCK trucking or custom assembly from Ohio? Ooh, no, I never heard of those places. Michael Swift, don't do drugs. Yeah, how about this is a good plan. Just don't do drugs and you don't have to worry about the test. I don't have the patience to train students. Glad Schuster doesn't take students, Alexander. Yeah, you wouldn't have to do it, I guess. But, yeah, no students, so no training. It's not all it's cracked up to be on the road. Smart trucking, well, sometimes it's handy, but that's more along things in engineering. Oh, sweet. Drivers are not end users, they are people. Chef meant not to some companies. Not to some companies. You're just an end user, and they don't care. I have my Stooges t-shirt, just say Mo. That's the problem, Roger Penske. Some companies, some places, they don't have a Mo. They need a Mo. I've always said that to people. Where's your Mo? You need somebody like a Mo. Air Gunner Bob, thank you very much. Guys, find better pay and quit your low-paid job. Now I get paid more for less work, better truck, and better treatment, and more home time. Don't settle for low or no pay. That is super correct. The pay that you're getting is what you accept. You can leave, especially once you have a year of experience, and go basically almost anywhere in the industry. There's places that right now are begging for you to come and work for them. Tons of good places that would love to have you come and work there. 3 bunk chumps. I mean, the places are giving raises all over the place here. I mean, geez, they'll give you food and everything to get started. Holy moly. There's plenty of places to go. You just start making phone calls. Just make phone calls. And see what places have to say. It's worth it, especially if you're going to sit somewhere 5 days. Oh my gosh. You need to make a phone call to somebody during that 5 days. Kelly Patterson, Mom loved the show yesterday. She has nothing but good things to say at Smart Trucking. Pride is running commercials here in Utah, offers 45 cents a mile for experience. That's pretty low right now. Over 50 cents with incentives. I really got into my bonuses except safety when I was there. That's not, 45 wouldn't be enough to start with experience anymore. You can eat 50 plus now. Just who's driving for 400 a week? Well, here's the problem. You go to a place like England, which is a good example because I get these letters. And then they have a contract, and they're very big about sending messages about you can't quit. You have to stay here. You have a contract. And so you're getting 400 a week, and now you're kind of stuck. You're 1,000 miles from your house. You're getting $400 a week and not making money, and they're telling you can't leave. So you're kind of stuck because you're new in the industry. You don't know what to do about it, and that is the problem. Jonathan, everybody talks about Swift, but I really think they're a good company to start with. I went to see one that went to Swift is doing good. There's lots of people that went to Swift that are doing good, and many people stay at a place like Swift and get a dedicated run. And that's what I would recommend people do. You did your hazmat check on 10/21 and received it on 11/7. Oh, that's pretty good. I'm surprised right now, considering everybody is basically closed down again. When I grew up, I'm getting a Volvo 780 and drive for TJ Jones. Yeah, at Outlaw Trucking. All right. Picked up produce out of Edinburgh, Texas. Going to New Jersey a few years ago, $10,000 to the truck. Nice. Stevens beside me was doing the identical load. They can't afford to pay a driver. Exactly. I don't know, Christine. It seems like I got some kind of notice if I couldn't have. It was on there 10/29. I'm just saying that some of the things don't go through. Look, it's pretty much unless you've killed like a dispatch or whatever, you pretty much can get it. Trucking companies are like women. You got to shop around until you find the right fit. Yeah, that's basically true. Or a spouse. How about that? I was absolutely 100% agree with anyone who says there are better places than Werner, but there are worse. Yeah, look, there's better or worse places everywhere. There's people that work at every company that love it, and then there are people that would go to work there and say, it's a horrible company. Where I work and where you work. It's got to fit you. That's why I encourage everybody to ask questions that are important to you. What is it that you want out of trucking? What's a Mo? Oh, from Three Stooges, you may not have that over there. Larry, Curly, and Mo. The Three Stooges, these were from the 20s and 30s and 40s, right? Shorts, but Mo is the leader. So if you don't have a Mo, you don't have a leader. You're just all running around. Kelly, I've ran across plenty of Swift drivers who are doing well and like it, but they have earned their reputation. They do. They have a bad reputation that earned it, but you can stay there and get a dedicated run and like it. Chris, nice live stream. I got into trucking in 2018, followed many of the tips. Thank you very much. Look, I appreciate it, and I hope that you're doing good in trucking because it can be a great career. As long as you make a couple of the right choices, it can be a great career for you. The legal system is months behind. It's bogged down with the usual stuff. They don't have time for the resources to even consider the unconstitutional demands of tyrants. Wow. I never left a company for less money. Yeah, whenever you're going to go somewhere, it's got to be for more. Or something more that you want, like time. Do you drive for Prime? I like the company. Maybe next stop. I was at orientation for May Trucking. They can only go 60. I thought it was 61. May also mentioned your video and said it wasn't true, but I made the smart decision. Nice. They mentioned me. Oh, they ought to pay me for that. May Trucking. Hey, this isn't true, this stuff. I love it. You know, they never wrote to me. They should tell me, hey, Mark, this isn't true. That's pretty good. I feel great about that. I've had $100 paychecks here at GP, but that's only because I took off 7 days, and you still got a $100 paycheck. I have a European library card. I wrote CDL on it and got hired for 80 cents. That's pretty good over there. I wrote UP my truck for having I wrote up my truck for having vibrations. The engine was under load and got nowhere. So when I was doing a PTI, FedEx contractor, if you can handle team driving, don't accept a low-paying job and then whine about it. You can't stay somewhere and then gripe about it, especially if you have any experience. Everybody is out hiring right now. Something sideways on the drive shaft that came loose. Oh, that needs to get in immediately. I thought Mo was a guy like Mo from the Three Stooges. Give him some kind of disrespect and you're going to get a personal lesson. Well, Mo's the leader, right? Like 29 stops, but all the Mo. I've followed many May trucks. Yeah, 61. I thought it was 61. Maybe they've lowered to 60. And so are they paying more because they get, 10 miles to the gallon? I doubt it. That's the problem. $400 paycheck, I'd sell the wheels and tires off their truck. William Huglet. Here's the thing. You can quit for that kind of money. I still, even with them threatening and everything, you still have to quit because ultimately $400 a week on the road is crazy, right? $400, you can make that anywhere at your house and not leave your house for $400. That's no kind of money. It's $200 just for roller wieners on the road. Won't even look at the truck for 45 cents. That's a little low for an experienced driver now. Alito, the trucks go 70. I think a higher speed limit on the truck also increases your pay a little bit, so you got to consider that. I wouldn't turn a key if the pay was $400. Well, they don't come in and say, look, we pay $400, but it turns out that your checks start going to $400. And some people have written to me, and I'm like, you have to leave because you're not going to be able to support yourself on $1,600 a month, much less a family that, you may still have at home. That's no way is that worth it. And I would write to them and say, look, I got to have more money or I got to get out of here. Swift has 25,000 trucks. Will be in the news about an accident. It's in the numbers. Oh, they have accidents every day because they have so many trucks. Salson Logistics out of Conley are good people to work for. All right. Part of Swift and all these large companies, though, is when you get trained there, it's the luck of the draw. You might get a great trainer that loves training people, and you might get a guy that just wants money. So he just makes you drive all night and doesn't train you, and so then you don't get trained. So part of it is just luck of the draw. They don't keep a good cap on it. You can get a corn binder up to 70. Wow, that'd be something. I'd like to see that. I wish they would do that here. They're all cruising around town here because 10 minutes from me is cornfields at 10 miles an hour. Kelly, the reason I have Swift is my dispatcher told my wife that he likes to keep his drivers on the verge of feeling like they're going to be fired at any moment. Oh, that's awesome. I like to keep people in case they're going to think they're going to get fired. That's crazy. It's time to bail out of that place. I did quit Pam after the year and went to J.R. Schugel. I'm probably going to make between 60 and 70, which is a huge difference. And you're probably being treated better, too. And that's what I don't understand about Pam. Do you think they're taking loads for less than other companies? No, they all compete for the same loads, but then the pay there is so low, and then they can't find people. And Pam, of course, is Driver Solutions. If you go to truck school or whatever and it's Driver Solutions, that's Pam. That is Pam. Don't ever let them think like it isn't. Political tribalism. Any over-the-road tanker company you'd recommend? I'm here with Hennef and I want out. Yeah, well, there's some tankers out here. My people net tattles on me if I go over the speed limit. Ours is supposedly set at 13 miles an hour over the limit, although I can't go that fast here, so I don't know. Shemp rules. Nice. Mo, right, correction, 15,000 trucks, 20,000 drivers. I've been waiting for my husband since March, but I live in New York and I was told they take even longer. Waiting for my husband to do what? To come over, Mega Company's bread and butter is a dedicated account, and you can occasionally jump routes and mix it up. It's got to be gained. There's a lot to be gained running the same routes. I love running the same thing every day, but that's me. For me, it works out great. I know everybody now where I'm going, right, because I just switched where I go, but I know everybody. It's great. A lot of people don't like it. They come here and they quit. They go, well, same thing, forget it. My brother and I started at Swift teaming and had a great time. Did the school together, but crappy pay. We realized how valuable teams were. Oh, yeah. I mean, if once you were, as a team, get a year of experience, oh, my gosh. It's the sky's the limit. I'm seeing 80, 85 cents now for teams being advertised. That's crazy money. Chris Murphy having a great time in trucking. Currently 61 cents plus extras for dropping hooks. That's pretty good. You're making some good money then, right? Low pay May. That's what it should be there. Unless something has changed, May trucking does 61. Oh, see the pretty deer. Does the deer have a doe? Yikes. Hopefully we don't hit them. JJ hammered down. It's all about the fit. Bottom line is all these companies have drivers that have been there years. Yeah, right. We have drivers that have been here, and then we have people that come and quit. And that's pretty much everywhere because they don't like doing it or whatever. That's why you shouldn't just jump companies. Oh, I'll just go to the next place that comes in. Make sure if you want to leave, do all your questions and call a lot of places to get a company that fits and you can stay there because you'll do better over time. Once you stay somewhere a long time, you just automatically do better at that place. You get all of these extra perks and vacations as a company driver and stuff. I drive local delivery for a Mississippi carrier. It pays the bills. I'm good. If I could find more money in the schedule, I'll go. All right, we'll start looking around. You need a library. You just need a library card to get hired in England. I have a library card. $400 paycheck. Call them collect and quit. Nice. If you could find one of the last 9 payphones in the United States. May pays $135 a day if you're an experienced driver. How can you turn that down? $135 a day. Holy mackerel. That's $600 and some dollars a week. Nice. The legal system statement came from a letter I received yesterday. I was nearly 3 weeks behind in the mailing process. Been bored just waiting on it. That's awesome. Air Gunner Bob takes home $300 a day. No way I'd work at a place for $400 a week. Yeah, here's the thing. If you just started, think about it this way. You just started, you went to their school, they constantly tell you how you can't leave, and then you start making $400 a week, and you're 1,000 miles from your house, 2,000 miles from your house. I mean, it can be a real problem. You're afraid because they're like, oh, you can't work anywhere else. You have to do this, You might be a little concerned about leaving, and that's what these places do. You're almost an indentured servant there. Kelly, something as bad as maybe even worse than a bad drug test is abandoning and vandalizing a truck. Do that and you're done. Better go find a different career. Yeah, the other thing, if you quit somewhere, take them their truck back. Do not just leave it somewhere. Take it back. Take pictures and a video of you handing it to them. Get them to sign a thing that you're getting the truck in good condition. Never just leave the truck somewhere. Even if you want to quit, go drive the truck back to them and give it to them. And make sure you can prove that you gave it to them on their property. Saw a container truck who forgot to tarp. Blew scrap wood out of the back. Oh, we get that here all the time. Was a long caravan of cars parked next to him along the freeway. He yelled at. Yeah, we get that with rock trucks here all the time. If you get pulled for inspection, they read the computer. More than 55 on your logs and your toast. Oh, nice. I'm waiting for them to do that here. To have some kind of average speed thing on the on ELDs. I think that's coming. Pam was never any good. They never paid anything. That's true. There in Europe, there are some... There are a lot of average speed cameras and stuff like that, so they can get you for that. Mo, thank you very much. Do you use Jakes in the winter? I do. Unless it's ice, I'll have the Jake on 2. That's generally where I have it set. And sometimes I'll go to 1, kind of like throwing out a drag chute. So, yeah, I still do. A lot of people are like, no, if it's not completely dry, but I'm not into that. If I have traction to drive, I have traction for the Jake. So, yeah, I'll use it as a drag brake so that I don't have to hit all the brakes on low, like on 1, if it gets snowy. And then if it's really bad, then I turn it off. But, yeah, otherwise, I still do, and I have it normally on 2 almost all the time. Mark, what is your advice on detention pay? Oh, your advice on detention pay was great. My company pays it after 1 hour past appointment time. Chris, oh, thank you. Good. I'm glad you're getting paid. Isn't it great to go somewhere and get paid? Instead of sitting 5 days without getting paid? Oh, my gosh. And now when you get detained somewhere, it's not as big of a deal because at least you're getting paid for it. Because it isn't, as a company driver, that's not my problem. That's their problem, I think. That's, I'm totally company about that, right? I work for you. You guys figure it out. You guys don't get... I've had companies say that, too. Oh, well, we only pay you if we get paid. No. That isn't my problem. That's your problem. You pay me, and then you go chase somebody else around for it. Pam took out all kinds of deposits for the first 6 months. That's why it was only $400 a good week. That isn't what kind of deposit. You're an employee. There's no deposit. I don't have to pay to work somewhere. I mean, what is the deposit that they're taking out of there? Just not an ice with a light load, Kelly. Yeah, exactly. So you're exactly with me. Other than that, it's Jake time. Grafton, hello there. Good to see you. Live long and prosper on this Thanksgiving, which is not logical. How long does an abandonment stay on your deck? Oh, I don't know if stuff comes off of there. 10 years at least. Smart trucking can't do without the Jake. I agree, right? Let's get that Jake on. Unless it's like a total ice fest, we're jaking it up. Or we're going to engine brake it up so Jacob's Engine Brake Company doesn't send me a nasty letter about that. You have a surprising lot of traction in a big truck, especially on winter tires. Yeah, we don't generally in the United States, I'll tell you, I don't really see companies running winter tires on their trucks, even though I wish they would. But you're right, there's still tons of traction. Look, if you're still driving, you're still getting traction. So Chris bases the Jake on your weight. Right. So empty on ice, maybe not. Smart trucking would not drive a truck that didn't have a Jake. Oh, it's been a long time, right? First job over the road at Regal Transport, which was flatbed. Fortunately, we only went this side of the Mississippi River. It did not have a Jake brake on it, so that was pretty exciting. Haven't been driven a few months. That was an exciting first year of driving. Was on the winter course in school, had to clutch kick in high eighth to get the back end out. Wow, yeah, many people here don't get to do the winter course. What is the DAC called these days? It's called the DAC. It's at hireright.com. European truck drivers are paid hourly. That'd be pretty awesome. There's a few road companies that are paying hourly. There's still a lot of road companies that are paying, 70, 80, 90 plus. So, Smart Trucking Prime told us not to use a Jake in the winter. I couldn't imagine going down a hill in the snow without it. Yeah, these companies that say that, they're just making this flat statement, and it's really not true. Jake can be used in the winter as well as the summertime. What gear would you have to go down, from these big hills, Donner, without a Jake? All-American Dream Chaser. Does Flying J sell for free Thanksgiving dinner to truckers? I don't know. Some are doing it. I know you can get free dinner at the Manhole today. I did read about that. Behave at Smart Truck. We'll put you in a cab over. Yikes. That wouldn't be too bad, though. Jonathan's also waiting for Hazmat to be approved. So I don't know if there's a backup or not. I make $250 to $500 a day. Columbia, Georgia. I'm still broke at the end of the month. Well, you got the huge car collection and everything. So Chris runs the ports and containers. Detention paid, sleep in the truck, paid chain. Everything's paid. Once things are paid, your pay goes up. Meaning your check at the end of the week, you're like, oh, wow, this is amazing. I can get paid for all this stuff. Pretty good, huh? Works out good, and then things aren't as big of a problem. You're a better driver, too, I think. Smart Trucking is a trucking legend. Happy Thanksgiving. Absolutely. I mean, holy moly. Can you think of your DAC as your personal credit score in trucking? Keep it good. Exactly. Now, the problem, the other side is companies can just put basically whatever they want on there, which I don't like that idea. It's hard to get it off. Saya is hiring 68 cents or $37 an hour in California for line haul. That's pretty good money. See, that's the thing. There are people that are working out at May or all these other companies that have these West Coast places for $400 a week, and here's a company where you can walk in and make 68 cents a mile. Okay, it's always a choice to find something better. Stanley Cuban, happy Thanksgiving. Gobble, gobble. Hey, welcome. If I see, get the heck off the road. Smart Trucking. Yeah, if it's so slick like that, let's get parked. Let's park it up, as one guy says, and wait it out. It's not worth it. There's not that many days when it's super bad like that, so just park. If you have 30 months of clean driving, go for Walmart's private fleet. You get paid and sweet uniforms. Nice. Nice uniforms. Love it. If you like wearing uniforms. If the Jake is on your good, just don't throw it on. You'll be in trouble. Yeah, look, keep it low and keep it slow. I drive in the city and I run the Jake. I agree. I have it on all the time. But it's not loud like, some of these guys run the gigantic Pete's with 10-inch stacks or whatever. That's a different story and no mufflers, right? I have, as most everybody, the single exhaust that comes out underneath the truck. You can't even barely hear the thing. UPS and wear the cute brown shorts. Smart Trucking. Those guys have to buy their own socks. If you choose the shorts at UPS, you have to buy your own brown socks. That's what one guy told me, so. Down pass is no joke in the winter. That's my run. I run slow with one Jake. Yeah, I know. That's where driving happens. I agree. But still, can you imagine going down there without a Jake with a full load in the wintertime? Holy moly. John Albert, bad news, I was delayed at almost every delivery. last week. Good news, I banked $400 for sitting at Schaefer. See? So the waiting time for you made as much sitting as some drivers will make working the entire week at some of these companies. Isn't that something? Really think about that. Crater Maker. I haven't worked for a company that checked the DAC or HireRide. I don't even think I have any information on it. You can check your own. If you go to HireRide.com, you can have them send you a free copy of yours, so you could check it yourself if you want. Don't eat the cranberry sauce at the manhole. It's not what it seems. Well, some things there are better than others. They did say be sure to get stuffing. I see 5 or more super truckers burning the truck to the ground of that pass. I know. There's always somebody smoking it up. I've seen people smoking it up on Mount Eagle. I'm like, what is going on? Brian, Canadian driver, U.S. Canada, Jake on fresh snow. No, mostly not. Judge McCall on other conditions. Other than ice, low Jake, and yes. I know these schools tell you no, but I'm on the yes side of that. Before the rush at the end of today's show, thank you very much, and Dave and Catherine, for taking your time to be with us. Happy Thanksgiving. Have so much to be thankful for. Well, thank you very much, Roger Penske. I appreciate that. And to Smart Trucking for being here. I really appreciate that, even though they're making me nervous. Leaves a dirt logging roads and still comfort. Nice. Don't use Jake on all 6 cylinders on ice. Oh, right. Not on full. Right. Low. 1. Or all 8 cylinders, depending what kind of truck you have. I worked for UPS as a seasonal and got to rock the brown uniform. Did you like it? Was bad, though. By the way, they're in Arizona. They make me the brown socks for free. Oh, okay. Well, I always heard that they had to buy them from one guy. He said that if you chose to wear the shorts, then you had to buy the socks. You didn't have to buy socks because you didn't have to wear shorts. So maybe they're like, you're looking good enough. We're just going to give you the socks. Y'all have the exhaust brakes? Yes. That's pretty common here now. I don't know if anybody now is rocking a road truck without a Jake or exhaust brake. I don't think so. I can't imagine it. That's been a long time since that first truck that I had without it, which was a T600. And then I went to a T800, and it didn't have it either. Jonathan, real super singles of JR here, and I'm hearing a lot of bad things about ice with them. People say that, but, they've been running them for years. I run the Jake on fresh powder snow in northern Arizona. Yeah, exactly, right? See, so no problem. Everybody's running Jakes in the wintertime. No problem. I will keep that out of public, but trucks are mostly blue. All right. Big button on the floor. You step on it and boo, yikes. You can also increase Jake brake power 1 stage at a time. Helps reduce the speed differential between the truck and the trailer. Exactly. Control your Jake and control your driving. But to these companies that say absolutely no Jake in the winter, no, I'm not in for that. UPS package driver is a very physical job. Yeah, I can imagine. They run up here. I see them running around, and then they take off. Jeff, happy Thanksgiving from Columbus, Ohio. All right. Happy Thanksgiving in Ohio. The deposits was for one damage to the truck, and the other was called a C. What's a C1 levy? Levy? Was there a Chevy involved? What do you mean damage to the truck? They can't charge you for damage to the truck. Damage to the... That's not... You're an employee. They can't charge you to damage the truck. They can only fire you. UPS here shows up in rental trucks. Oh, that's because you can, they run ads for that. They said you can start your own UPS business and rent a truck and then go deliver packages. So, yeah, absolutely. What's with all the yellow bottles in the parking lot? Are these guys having a contest? Yikes. Leave them alone, certainly. I've seen plenty of drivers smoke their brakes on I-17 and 5 North heading to Ashland, Oregon. What are we doing? I mean, anymore. Is there somebody without a Jake brake now? There's no reason for that. What are you guys scared of? Smart Truck will not call your names or make fun of you. They talk only good things about you. All right, good. That just makes you nervous. Don't be afraid of the Jake. It's like if you're going to do a movie, like in just like one of your first movies, and then also on the set is like John Gielgud and Tom Cruise and everybody's on the set, and they're all going to watch you do your performance. That's why. Don't be afraid of the Jake. You do need to learn how to use it. Yeah, exactly. All year round. The UPS feeder truck are making the same. Not as physical as a package car driver. By the way, Cash King Trucking has a video about that. Ever try to downshift a Super 10 going downhill on ice? Columbia, Georgia. You can't downshift a Super 10 anyway. By the time you downshifted it, you'd be already down the hill. Useless. Happy Thanksgiving, Mark and Gracie. Kenneth, I appreciate that. Got to work today, but doing yard switching, that's not bad. Boss decided to pull me off the road because he rehired an over-the-road driver. Guess it doesn't matter what I want. I'll tell him, look, I'm not doing that, or whatever. I prefer the yard switching, but yeah. Hey, but it's good to see you. I want a neon purple truck, Christina. The only one I saw like that was not Fannie Mae. Not Fannie Mae, I don't remember, right. The cosmetics company, Mary Kay, that was it. They had a truck that was all purple. So, and like purple and lavender. So, delivering packages not for me. Too much interaction with people. And surprisingly enough, people treat the delivery people. Why would they treat the delivery person badly? They're bringing you your stuff. Exhaust brake was either on or off. None of that fancy stuff. Yeah, yeah, it's 3-stage here now. Happy Thanksgiving from Long Beach, California. Thank you for all you do. Dan, I appreciate you being here. Thank you for stopping in today. Roger Penske. Kelly, I took a hazmat load of fireworks container from China up to Aurora, Oregon. From weed. Really? Give Gracie some turkey-flavored treats. Kenneth, she's never been a treat kind of cat. I don't understand it. I got her a bunch of treats when we got her, and she doesn't like them, so I had to give them away. I took them over to the cat rescue. Alexander, I have to use Jake's with all these heavy meat and ice creams. Oh, yeah, your loads, but at least your loads, at least for winter especially, are good. You stick to the ground through all the winds, and you get better traction. So, there's something to be said for a place like yours where everything is heavy. Once you get cruising, you're good, too. They run out of trucks, so they show up in whatever. I don't know. They've talked about, hiring people to go rent a truck and work for us. Don't be work, meaning 1099. Don't be afraid to look around. I left Maverick, even though I did 70 a year. They're good. Decent companies out there. Depends what you want. What do you want to be home? Go do that. If you want to be gone, go find a place that does that. If you don't like doing flatbed, move on. Absolutely. Just because you're making money doesn't mean that's a good job for you. Money isn't everything. Chris, tip for driving down or past if you don't run it. Might be old hat to some. South the road is starting to ice up. Watch the tires of the other trucks. Yeah, if you don't see anything coming off the tires, you're on ice. I would be out till 11 p.m. delivering. Definitely stick with truck driving. People treat delivery drivers poorly. That's super sad. I would never think about that. Besides, the UPS person's only here for 4 seconds. You just sign it and go. Oh, they're running down the stairs. So, in Southern California, UPS doesn't have enough equipment for their employees, so they rent everything they can get. All right. By the color of some of these bottles, some of you are very hydrated and some are not hydrated. I'd cheap out on socks then, or no socks. Well, yeah, you got to have like their logoed socks or whatever. President-elect American Islamic Israelite. Yikes, that is like the longest YouTube channel name everywhere. Shalom Truckers. Thank you for your services. All right, thank you for being here. I remember the Super 10 had one in an international cab over I used to drive. Yeah, horrible. All right, the memories of those still haunt drivers to this day. Crater Maker, you could just wear pants. That would be my program. Columbia, George is headed out. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for being here. Kenneth Peace, yard switching with your company is terrible. Too many trailers, not enough parking spots. Okay, well, so then at your place it isn't any good. Tell me you want back on the road. Chef Matt, saying no to using Jake's is as stupid as it gets. Run from people like that. Putting you and your freedom, your licensing, your income in jeopardy. Well, they do that because I think that a place like Prime or whatever, these large companies do that, is because they don't have anybody that knows what they're doing as a trainer, or not enough. And so they're like, well, if we don't treat them, if we don't train people properly, so it's just easier to tell people just don't use it. Don't ever use it in the winter. Starting October 1st, no Jakes. So I think that's what they're doing. Anyone remember the legend on NC Camel Jockey? Yes, written on the back of many trailers. I like it when you could squeeze the boogie and get extra traction. Yikes. Gracie seems very opinionated. She is very opinionated when she's not biting me. Mary Kay has the pink Cadillac. Christina, yeah, they had the pink Cadillac. They also had like a lavender over pink truck and matching trailer. Actually look pretty good. I would drive it. People, wherever I would see it, truck stop, I'd never drive that. Well, why not? Do they write a paycheck? I'll drive it. It doesn't bother me. Doesn't mean I'm using their products, and so what? I need to look pretty too. The personal package driver is supposed to be in your own vehicle. Well, I guess if you rent it, it's your vehicle. Okay, Smart Trucking, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Believe me, enjoy the rest of the day and catch you on the flip. Thanks for coming in and for the great channel. Everybody, please go subscribe to Smart Trucking. Go over there and watch all their videos. Mo, when parked overnight in the winter, MO, I should say. In the winter overnight, I notice my air pressure's low. Is this normal? Yeah, sometimes it leaks out or whatever. Of course, in the winter, do not set your trailer brake ever. Okay, unless you're in a dock. When you park, only pull the tractor brake. Do not pull the trailer brake because your tires will freeze. And I always say drag those brakes in. When you go to park, pull down the Johnny valve, a trolley valve as we call it, right, and drag the trailer brakes in so they heat up and dry out before you park. But yeah, sometimes in the morning you come in, there's no air in the truck or whatever. No sweat. Fire it up and get that air built up in there. Kevin, oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. That's good. I love that. It's 46 and cloudy here in Portage, Indiana. Stanley, all right, Portage. I got a friend of mine that lives in Hebron. My sister-in-law lives in Portage, so yeah. And I'm from Hammond. Crater Maker liked the Super 10. You were the only person, so that's why they couldn't make any more of them. Huh. Happy Thanksgiving from the San Francisco Bay Area. I can't wait to move from here. Thanks for making Mondays and Thursdays great again. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it. Why would you move? I mean, the weather. The weather is the thing that keeps you there. It's the great weather. Who could leave the weather? And, of course, Home of Dirty Harry. Joe Yates, really enjoy the channel. Keep doing what you do. Thank you very much. I appreciate that today. That's great. All you need to know about a Super 10 is this. If you know how to shift a 5 and a deuce, you're good. They're just too slow for me. It was tired. The new trucks, all the gears at 780. I know in Europe you do get the best trucks over there. The most horsepower and stuff and super cool looking trucks. Well, that's what they kept all my deposits anyway. Jonathan, yeah, they're not allowed to do that. Okay, so I would have filed immediately with the state that says that they didn't pay me my wages. So, but yeah, they can't charge you for damage to the truck, all right? And I'm not an attorney, of course, so you should call your local FMCSA field office for that information. But you're an employee. They can only charge you for damage, purposeful damage, like you get in the truck and run it through a building. Okay, that's one thing. But just general damages, they can fire you, but they can't take money out of your wages. When you start driving, the road friction will heat up the tires and the air inside. Kelly, yeah, get going and you'll be all set. Can Ahmad please post the link to Smart Trucking? Yeah, it's Smart Trucking on YouTube. I don't know what it is actually. Get some overalls and a big sledgehammer as you get back the drums loose. Well, hopefully, if you don't set your brakes at night, you won't have this problem in the morning. All American Dream Chaser. Is it okay to park my truck in the fuel lane to take a shower? No. Although I'm happy you're showering. I'm like torn on that. I'm like, I'm mad about it, but then I'm happy that somebody's taking a shower. The snow gets in everywhere, and when you stop, stuff cools down and freezes things up. I know. That's why I drag the brakes in. And really, while you're driving in a heavy snowstorm, you should get on your brakes really every 5 or 10 minutes and heat everything up to keep the snow from packing into your brake drums and everything so that they're ready when you need them. It's all about molecular motion. Science coming up. Zach, good stuff as always. Happy Thanksgiving. And snug that cat. I will if she ever wakes up. She'll be out biting me pretty soon because in a little while it'll be lunchtime for her. So thank you for that, though. Bay Area, good. Nothing like hundreds of homeless crapping in the streets. Well, look, there's that. There may be street crapping, but the weather, the weather's got to be so great. Happy Thanksgiving, Keith Allen. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Smoke gets up everywhere. I have like 1 inch of hard pack on the tailgate. That's true, but I'm trying to keep the brakes clear. So in a heavy snowstorm, especially a powdery snow, get on those brakes every 10 minutes. Heat everything up and make sure that the snow is not getting packed into your brake drums. And now we're getting discs, so some trucks. I don't have them, but some of you lucky people are getting discs, which should do better. Portland, Oregon is following the San Francisco example, Kelly. That's awesome. That's pretty good. They're street crapping and not as great a weather. Work for a company that would charge you for damage or put it on your deck. Well, putting on your deck is one thing. If it's legitimate and you did the damage, that's one thing. Charging you for it, that's something else. They can't withhold your wages. See, as soon as anybody takes any money out of your check, go file with the state. Every state's got a website for that and say, I have not been paid my wages, and make the company explain it to the government why they're withholding your money. Now San Francisco is the home of way too many Dirty Harrys. I wish there were more Dirty Harrys. They're cleaning the streets up. I don't suppose on Oregon they did decriminalize narcotics. They just reapproved here in Lafayette the needle exchange, so that's pretty awesome. 2 more years, you can just get free needles. You bring them needles, and they'll give you more needles. That's awesome. That's paid for by your tax dollars. Meanwhile, my friend who almost died because he couldn't get organs, right, can't get that kind of stuff. Okay, awesome. Joshua Knight, happy Thanksgiving. Amazon Relay app crashed. They canceled all our loads. First Thanksgiving home since you started driving a truck. Well, hey, start a new tradition of being home on the holidays. Amazon Web Services had a problem. I was reading about that. Some Flickr and some other sites crashed too. Kelly, you can challenge on the DAC, but you need a lawyer, though. It's hard to do. But a legitimate accident on your DAC is one thing. Them taking your wages, that's another thing. Am I the only one that leaves a tip for the shower cleaner? Donkey Bite. No, I have done that. I just, when I was taking showers, just as I was getting off of the road, I thought, oh, this should be a tip. And I'm reading about it, and people are like, yeah, you should leave a tip. So, but I think it's not a bad idea. The guys back home runs chicken lights and duals or even 3 sets of taillights. Sometimes you can't see them. Well, now, especially with the LEDs, too, in the wintertime, they don't heat up. It's up to the fact that they did it all. The owner of this place is a tool and tries to make people perform illegal moves. Nice. Can you perform some illegal moves for me? Kelly, you can also shock your tires and set your brakes to keep them from freezing up and not set your brakes. Yeah, if you have a chock, that's not a bad idea. Chock yourself into your place there and don't set any of your brakes. But I never set the trail brake. I'm just in the habit of that now. So you only pull the yellow one, always. Always thumb on the red, and unless you're in a dock. Then you're stuck. That is a downside of drop and hook in the wintertime, is you get a lot of frozen brakes. So if you're doing a lot of drop and hook in the winter, like I do, be sure to bring a large hammer. If you are an employee and you're involved in either a no-fault or proven by law to be at fault, they can potentially do so. Lease ops have more leeway in terms of the contract being full of crap. Nice. Can't rehabilitate dead people, stop the Hep C and HIV. Oh, well, that's true. The Bay Area weather is awesome. Housing and, everything else is bad. Oh, yeah, it's super expensive. There's people everywhere. But, hey, the weather. Organ transplants are a different issue, though. Well, what I'm suggesting is that the government seems to have money for people doing things that are illegal. The government shouldn't fund things that are illegal. That's what I'm suggesting, too. The government can't arrest people for something and also fund it. That's kind of crazy. Always tip the shower people. Yeah, I never really thought about it, really. I guess I should have. Alexander, they do needle exchange to keep HIV AIDS positive population. Well, I just don't like them funding something because you can use the needles for illegal things that are illegal. The government can't then arrest somebody for the same thing that they're funding. It's like they're on both sides of it. I guess it keeps them in business. It'd be like the fire department going out starting fires and then saying, look at all these fires. We need more funding. And then they go start more fires. I just don't like it. Roger Penske, speaking of camels, Quartzsite, Arizona, home of High Jolly. Oh, right. Camel driver of the desert, U.S. Army Camel Corps. This is a real thing, right? Nice. Christina, most truck stop employees make minimum wage or just above minimum wage. Okay, so maybe we should start a thing. All right, tip your shower person. The problem is some places may not clean the shower properly or whatever, and you leave the money and the next driver gets it. So you kind of course, maybe it's an England driver and they need the money anyway. They're like, oh, I can't believe I get $3. All right, and that's a good point. How much should the tip be? A 5 spot? Hey, wait, I thought San Francisco was mostly destroyed by Godzilla. Oh, Godzilla. 3 demerits for me just got here. Dave Johnson, yikes. I'm glad anybody's here on Thanksgiving. You always set a chuck on your trailer. The air won't hold them. I don't know. And the truck stop, you could seem to sit there. Austin, Indiana is a horrible place for AIDS and hepatitis. I just don't want the government funding something when, it's illegal. Because that turns out in downtown Lafayette, it isn't people, with AIDS that are getting these needles. It's drug dealers. It's drug users and stuff down there. So if they're going to do that, then they can't say, well, it's illegal to do drugs and here's some needles so you can do drugs. They can't have it both ways. I only perform my illegal moves with my gold flake G-string on. Well, that's every day here. War on drugs and logic, you're funny. I know. I mean, look, you can't do that and then arrest people down the street for having drug paraphernalia with them. You take quarters for tips? Oh, I want a quarter. I'm thinking of $5. I wonder if I could bake a turkey on my engine. Maybe. I remember in Boy Scouts, the Scoutmaster who had a 1979 Roadrunner last year for that car, I think, which was just an appearance package. We would cook food on the way to camp. And I'm probably one of the only people that didn't get on the Boy Scout thing. Nobody ever touched me. Even then, people wouldn't even touch me. So pretty sad. So I didn't get in on the Boy Scout settlement. But yeah, we would cook stuff on the way to camp. The government can and will arrest you for any reason they want. That is true. Shared needles and, right, I agree with you. But then don't arrest people for having drug paraphernalia that you gave them for free. You can't have it both ways. We show up on Thanksgiving because you love you. Oh, thank you, Kenneth B. I appreciate that. More than the cat, certainly. What was the name of that trucking line that had a camel on the logo and it had, I think, the rows on Route 66? Oh, I don't know. Hand them the money on the way out. It's a good feeling and makes the drivers look good. Kevin. That's not a bad idea. How much? What are we saying? 5? 10? 10? At least 5, right? You can't hand somebody $1. This is not 1980. Alexandra, legalize, tax, and regulate the drugs. Treatment is a better option than poisoning addicted people. Yeah, that'd be okay, right. Then I'm in. But what they're doing is handing out needles, and then when people get arrested that have these needles, they're getting a charge of drug paraphernalia. These are free needles that are handed out by the government. That is totally not right. That's not the right way to do it. For decriminalization against legalization of the sale. Well, they can't. All I'm saying is they can't do that both ways. My dad used to heat up his soup on the bulldozer muffler. I bet that were 5 minutes. He's got soup everywhere. It explodes out of the can. Right. Not weed, though. That should never have been illegal. Yeah, okay, fine. Then they need to make it, decriminalized. But they're playing both sides of it here in town. Chief Wiggum will arrest you for being eared and cross-eyed in public. The cops have quotas. Yeah, my grandfather and dad were both police, and they didn't have any quotas. Now, that was some time ago. Grandfather was a lieutenant, retired as a lieutenant. Dad got shot in the line of duty and had to stop being an officer after that. But I asked them about that, and they said no. There was never a quota. They were just expected to go out and enforce the law. Humping to please. That's what it was. That humping to please camel. That's right. Donkey bite. Every Monday, Mark, you touch me. Well, that's awesome. I could touch you with my roller wiener. It was camel trucking. Whatever happened to them anyway? Dave Johnson witnessed 2 close calls last night due to trucks parking on the shoulder napping. This has to stop. I don't know why. I see police driving around and people are parked way back, either on ramps, way back to the interstate, or just stopped on the shoulder. Go stop these people and get them off of there. Tow these trucks away. It's so unsafe. People, and if you have to rush your clock every day, if you're at 14 plus hours a day, I mean, you got to be making tons of money. And if you're not, then you're at the wrong place, because that is a long day. I mean, 70 plus hours every single week is a long week. You should be making tons of money doing that. If we vote, we can change. I don't get all the way through saying it without laughing. Yeah, exactly. Change is coming. Let's see. Okay. Only male turkeys gobble. Also, I found that pretty interesting. I had some Thanksgiving facts. Only male turkeys are the ones that gobble. Oh, did you see that 2 turkeys got pardoned again this year? Did you notice their names? Corn and Cobb were pardoned by the president, as they are every year. People think this has been going on a long time. It started in 1989 with George H.W. Bush was the first one to officially pardon turkeys. So I thought it had been going on like forever. It seems like, as a kid, but no. 1989, they started officially pardoning turkeys at the White House. And the turkeys actually do get pardoned. They go to some turkey sanctuary and live their life out. There's a big lawsuit against Pam. By the time I got my money, it was only $800. Should have been $18,000. Jonathan, look, you're lucky you got that much. Some people were getting $30. So, yeah. Pam gets sued. It's one of these places that gets sued and settles all the time. They never admit wrongdoing, so they didn't do anything wrong, and then they pay millions of dollars out. Cops need to go back to being keepers of the peace instead of law enforcement. That would be great. My grandfather had a motorcycle and walked a beat for a while, so yeah. We used to use motor oil in our fuel tanks. The smoke was black as coal. Right. That's how they would get rid of the oil. They had oil burners. They would either pour them in the tank or they'd burn them in the shop to heat the place up. Female turkeys use silverware. Nice. A California would tow you parking on the shoulder. Good. They should. They should do that everywhere. I see this all over the place. Humpin' the Police has a Facebook page. They're still out there. They should. We should get a link into them in the manhole. Starting to look for a place to stop about 2 hours ahead of time, Kelly, and usually at a non-brand name place. Easier parking and free. That's true. Always the worst pilot, and because the mega carriers all fuel there, and so there's more trucks there. Go to an off-brand place, and you should be able to find a place to park. It's too bad that we have to look 2 hours in advance to find a place to park. Only male turkeys gobble. Didn't know about these manhole facts. I know, I didn't know that either. By the way, the Americans for some reason prefer leftovers than having the meal first run. I guess because you could make your own sandwiches, stuff everything on a piece of bread, all the different things, and but we prefer leftovers. 50 million pumpkin pies will be eaten today. 50 million pumpkin pies. And Black Friday is the busiest day for plumbers. Busiest day for plumbers. Tomorrow. Yeah, because all you eating all that turkey today. Busiest day for plumbers of the year is Black Friday. Christine, I want to go to the desert where it's warm. It's not too bad here today. It just is. It's not that terrible in town today, compared to how it could be in some years. You know what I'm saying, Kelly. What that allows me to do this? If one place is full, it leaves me time to find an alternate. We shouldn't have to go 2 hours to find a place to park. Certainly. Loves is free. You could find a place to park if you're there by 2. Yeah, as long as you park by 2 p.m., you can always find a place to park. Although this weekend, everybody should be able to park without any problem. Do you need to pass Jason's law? Yeah, the parking, but who should provide parking? This is Jason Rivenfeld. I don't remember his last name. I know I'm off on that, right? Parked in a place, got killed because he was parked in some, like a derelict gas station or whatever, because there's nowhere to park. But who should provide parking? I mean, should the government provide parking? They don't provide things like, say you open a business. I go to open up Mark's business downtown. They don't provide parking. I have to buy a parking lot or whatever. Should the government provide a parking spot for me? That's the thing. A company, Swift or whatever, is a private company. Should the government provide parking for that private company, or should the companies get together and provide parking lots for their trucks? That's the question that I ask here in America. Campbell Express filed for bankruptcy in 86. In a 1997 ended operation. That took a while. Took Celadon 10 minutes to end operations. The quota for cops thing is they need to do X amount of something to keep the federal grants. Well, that might be now, certainly. For specific things or a blanket grant. Basically, we want at least this much for your department. Well, that could be now, certainly. To keep grants and stuff, I could see that happening now. They didn't have all that. My grandfather was a policeman in the 50s. We haven't had any snow yet, but I'm old. My bones are getting very old. I don't know about that. It's not that this winter, because you're not that far from me. This winter has been pretty good. I mean, really. For plumbers, it's usually another color Friday. No, I think it still is Black Friday for them. There's too many truck drivers, Steven. I don't know if there's too many. If there were too many, the pay would start going down. The flying new J in Fontana gets packed up quickly. The drivers park on the street around the J, and they come along nightly and ticket the trucks. Yeah, there's no parking out there. But should the government provide a parking spot? Walmart provided parking until their parking lots got trashed. That's always the problem, right? Alexander, I take rural routes, state highways, and U.S. highways. I end up somewhere out of the way. So you'll find some, Joe's truck stop or whatever, and there's no problem getting parking in there because nobody's on that road. The Gulf Coast is awesome. It's raining a little and overcast, but it's 70. Nice breeze. The doors on Chateau Al are open. Nice. Yeah, 70 degrees. That's not a bad Thanksgiving. The government should always provide truck parking. Well, where do they provide the parking, and who pays for it? That kind of thing. Because what we're doing is funding a private business then through the government, saying, all right, we'll provide, your parking. And how many spots should there be? 1,000? 5,000? That's what I'm saying. Well, I know my best hours for working and getting up at 3. So I could shut down at 2. Not in the cards. Graveyard style driving. I told my dispatcher I'm in an accident looking for a place to happen. I don't like doing that anymore. When I was into my extreme upper 20s, that might be a thing. But now in my extreme upper 30s, those overnight, midnight runs, we have some of those. There are people that leave out of there at midnight, 1 a.m. Forget that. I can't do that anymore. And some of them are long. We got back at 3 in the afternoon. I'm like, holy mackerel. Well, Celadon had a crack management team that can go bankrupt very fast. Their team knew exactly what they were doing on that, on the bankrupt. We can get this through bankruptcy in a week. Shippers and receivers should supply parking if the driver has a bill of lading. That's interesting. Should they? But should they be mandated to supply parking? To me, the government should, as long as the federal laws and state laws require the time you can drive. If the government stays out of these matters, then companies pay. That's an interesting way to do it. But how do we determine where all these parking lots go? Because every night it's different where people need parking. Like, should every interstate that heads into a large city have, a 5,000 parking lot space in the area? What about in the west where there's nobody around, but there's still parking needed? It'd be really tough, I think, to get enough parking where people need it. My biggest parking complaint is getting into the truck stop and seeing an RV. Why is it allowed? I don't know. You should go and complain to the truck stop and say, hey, get this RV out of here. This is truck parking. The J's bad about that because they have the RV dump and all that. Kelly, here's a good one. At the TA and Petro in Ontario are mandatory pay to park and then have additional pay to park via prime parking. Nice. I didn't know there was extra parking inside the parking. No one said that. I haven't been to Ontario in a long time. So you pay, that's always been a pay to get in lot, and the 2 hours and you got to leave or pay. But now there's prime parking inside the parking. So what's the total cost of the parking there once you pay to get in and pay for prime parking? At the Dallas Flying J, they park wherever they want, and the hookers steal anything that isn't chained to the truck. We used to sit and watch it at Werner Terminal. That's awesome. That's nice. So they have like bands of roaming hookers stealing things. What's going on with the so-called strike? Well, it was on, then it's off. Now it's on again, but not this weekend. So it's delayed. He said, look, it's delayed. And he said, look, the 12th Amendment. He came out and said that. 12th Amendment. He goes, look it up. It's the 12th Amendment. He goes, we don't know who the president is. This is the guy that's running this. Stop the tires. We don't know who the president is, so we can't strike yet. And the 12th Amendment, and that's why it's delayed. So that is a quote from that guy. The camel on the Campbell Express was known as Snorton Norton. Oh, the camel even had a name? I would love to see government pay parking. I bet it would be the Cabrini Green of parking. Oh, nice. Then we could tear it down and give people vouchers to go park wherever they want. Make it happen. They hate us, but they need us. Where should all the parking be? Brian Fuller, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Chris Murphy, I love how Caltrans shuts down the rest stops and truck parking on Donner Pass for a week at a time. What are they doing there? I mean, why are they There's not that much parking up there anyway. Why are they shutting it down for a week? Are they rebuilding it? I think these truck stops should have car parking, truck parking, then RV parking. Christina, yeah, they should separate the RVs out. They shouldn't let them park. There's not enough parking as it is. That I agree with. Windshield gets booted and they charge a driver $500 to remove it. Downright criminal. Nice. I love the windshield boots. Not exactly Donner, but over the Sierras. Well, why are they closing them for a week? Remember, the Ontario TA and Petro sit-down restaurants are closed. Oh, so you can't even go in there and eat? And I always go to the one that had the more showers. I think it was the West Ontario had 10 more showers than the East one. But the East one was the party one, though. Perhaps additional parking for trucks could be provided along interstate via just simple wide spots along the road. Kelly, kind of like the Pennsylvania Turnpike. Okay, and I agree. Why don't they make, that might go, okay, make the interstate with a parking lane. You go off into this lane that kind of follows the interstate for miles, and you could park anywhere along it. And then every half mile, there's a ramp back onto the interstate. You just get back going and park again. Yeah, not bad. Can't say open one day, then close for 3. Yeah. This opening and closing, it's got to be very frustrating, especially for parents. I ate pumpkin pie today. You're one of the 50 million pumpkin pies that will get eaten for the day. Didn't the government pay for the park and ride lots? I don't see a difference. Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that either. Why should the government provide a spot like that for private businesses? Why don't the private businesses fund that lot? Well, because they don't have to. They get the government to do it. But why shouldn't it be the private business doing that? Gold Run Rest Area closed for more than open at times. What are they doing in there? All you need is a spot. Isn't Fontana considered L.A., Christina? I would consider it L.A. area. You know, Fontana and all that. But, yeah, you say, oh, I'm going to L.A. because if you tell people these other cities, they don't know what you're talking about. Fontana, where? Oh, I'm going to City of Industry. Oh, really? Where's that? There's a city that's only industry? Yeah, pretty much. But they don't know what that is. So, absolutely. Well, I'm going to head on out of here, I think, since it's Thanksgiving. I want everybody to get back to their family and everything. But I do want to thank everybody for coming in today, really. I mean, it's Thanksgiving Day, and everybody came in, and that's super awesome. Don't stop at the TA Petro in Ontario. Go to another hour east and stay at Morongo Casino. Semi-park with shuttle service. Yeah, the casinos are a good way to do it, too, right? All the malls that are closed, I don't know why they don't park here. There's only usually a few trucks in the mall. I've seen it. I don't know if they don't allow it or whatever, but if you come in here, get off exit 168 and come into Lafayette, there's a mall. You'll see the mall on the left. Go park in there, I guess. I don't know if you can park in there. Morgan, happy Thanksgiving to truckers. Stay safe. Government makes pickle parks and truck stops, and they sell leased land to make the truck stops. Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with it, though. Has anyone from Prime got their settlement? I'm waiting for my $1,891.85 check. That's pretty good. And believe me, there's more coming. There'll be more lawsuits coming from Prime, too. Let's see. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I know Fontana is in Inland Empire. Well, but people don't know where that is. The Walmart at the intersection of 270 and 605 is truck friendly. Each one now is iffy because some of them are booting and then some of them are not booting. So be very careful parking at a Walmart. You can park at Meijer here in Lafayette for sure. Exit 172 on I-65. That Meijer, which is right there, you'll see it right there. There's truck parking there. You can get, 25 or 30 trucks in there. And other than today, Meijer's open 6 a.m. to midnight every day. So there's parking, bathroom, there's Starbucks across the street. So there's some parking here in Lafayette. Certainly. All-American Dream Chaser, God bless and be safe. Gone. Bye for now. Michael Swift. All right. Thank you very much for that. Today we had Fast Joe was first today. And then Christina, closely followed by Christina. So that was so close. Let's see, Kelly, thank you for being here today. I appreciate it. And as I head out to enjoy Thanksgiving today and everybody to do the same. Kenneth P., thank you for being here. Theo Towns, I love it. Chris Murphy, thank you for coming. Dave Johnson was here today. Let's see. Oh, Roger Penske. Had a lot of people here today. I'm surprised and grateful. Believe me, that's one thing that I'm thankful for, that people come and watch me at all. Okay, so thank you very much for that. Believe me, I do appreciate it. Chris 7601 was here today. And let's see, where am I going? Oh, Donkey Bite. Thank you for being here, right? Al Johns, thank you for coming in today. Alexander was here today. Thank you for being here. I hope everyone enjoys their day. Crater Maker was here. Steve Abidge, let's see here. Chris Murphy, where am I going? Up here. All right. And Roger Penske was here. Kevin, thank you very much for that. Cassius King Trucking was here. Smart Trucking came in today. Thank you very much for that. Wow. And Deja and my show also here today. Goodness, thank you very much. Making me nervous, but I appreciate you guys coming in, and I hope you all have a good Thanksgiving. I have to head out today, and I'm going to go see what is going on here in the house. I appreciate everybody coming in for Thanksgiving. It's been a good Thanksgiving show. Find some parking. Let me know what you think about the parking. That might be a good subject, really. Who should pay for parking? Who should pay for parking? Otherwise, really be safe out there today, right? And don't take any wooden nickels. I think that's what my grandfather would have told me. All right, so thanks for being here. We'll be back soon, of course, with more show. And